Excellent. This week on the ADLR Podcast, episode 128, we got Grappler BAKI, more anime, and then Randall went to the Steam Game Festival. All right. After that nice intro, you now see on the chat. How's it going? Like I said before, it's the ADLR Podcast, episode 128. I am the host, Anthony. Joined with me is Randall.
What's up? Joining me, not joined with me.
Joined with me. I can make new words. Can I not?
These aren't new words. That's a new phrase, I guess.
And the person you're hearing there is Bryant De La Rosa, the bro with a bro. I got him. No problem. And we got Kelsey down here eating some Chick-fil-A nuggets. Yeah, yo, facts.
It's not Chick-fil-A, it's Wendy's, isn't it?
That's Chick-fil-A. I saw the nuggets. I know the nuggets. That's Chick-fil-A.
That didn't look like a Chick-fil-A nugget to me.
You ain't a real one then. That's all I can tell you.
Ooh.
Those are Chick-fil-A ones. When I saw him put it in his mouth, I'm like, that's Chick-fil-A.
That's Rooster Nugget.
Yeah, no, when I saw that chicken going in his mouth, I'm like, that meat looked like Chick-fil-A.
He 3D printed that bag.
He 3D printed it. Got it.
Actually, I've just been saving it so that when Bryant makes some dumbass remark, I can be like, check it, bitch.
See?
That's really what happened.
I'm going to say Wendy's. No, you can tell the difference between Wendy's and Chick-fil-A nuggets. Wendy's, it's a little darker.
I know that he had like a contract with Wendy's at some point, so I figured that's what it was.
It's over, bro. I signed him over to the Chick-fil-A club.
The Wendy's here is absolutely terrible. I was the only person in line, and it took me 15 minutes to get my food.
Oof. What were they doing?
Forget your chicken in a chicken sandwich.
I don't know, man. Like, what?
I said, forget your chicken in a chicken sandwich.
No, that was Adam when we went to the Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
They've definitely gotten a lot better since that time. They've changed management and things, new owners, that kind of stuff. So it's definitely a lot better.
I don't think I would ever go back. You got the simplest shit wrong.
Well, the thing is, it's not even like, oh, they offer a wide variety of meats and things. No, chicken is in every single fucking meal that you can buy from them. It's not like, oh, I got the salad, no chicken, or whatever. No, like, chicken, there isn't anything that's not chicken unless you get like a side, okay? And even then, you can get a side of fucking nuggets.
The thing is, I would still go there because if that happened to me the first time, with my luck, I would just laugh very hard. The fact that my sandwich didn't have chicken in it.
Oof. Oh, Lord. I did eat some Chick-fil-A actually not too long ago. About like an hour ago. Did it after the workout.
Yeah, I'm coming home from working out, so I didn't want to try and cook anything. So I was like, I'll just stop in. Get
some chicken. That's free protein right there. It tastes fantastic.
Protein.
A little bit of protein. You want protein. You want protein. Potent. What?
You want noob teen. You don't want professional teen.
I want the new. I'm just starting out, bro. I'm in this bodybuilding journey I'm in. I'm starting out. So, feel me, player?
What if people do like progress photos?
Yeah.
What if I jokingly did that, but each picture before and after is just the same picture of my ass?
I'd be like, I can see the difference. There's some freckles there now. You know, in the chat asking if I saw the Weeknd's performance. Yes, I did.
No.
And
you spelled the Weeknd's name wrong. So
he did, but I wasn't gonna call him out on it. That was his first offense. That was his first offense. If he did it again, I would have called him out. Anyway, I saw it. The one thing I liked the routine. What I hated was the recording. You couldn't tell what the hell he was saying. I don't know how they mic'd him up. Like, he made him look really bad.
I mean, you could definitely hear him during the actual performance. It was some parts of it were a little tough to hear him live, because there's so much noise going on and whatever. But it definitely sounded like Randall was performing, with the mic out here and his head that way. Like,
it sounded like the mic was cut, like wasn't on, and we happened to hear through someone else's microphone at first, and then when he went inside the blinding lights type of, with the lights from like his music videos, when he was walking around looking like the meme that is now a meme of him looking around and whatever, you could hear him better there because obviously there was no other conflicting sound. But I enjoyed the routine when he got outside. Oh, right, this is spoilers if you're gonna watch it. He said he had like a segment outside where he was like a marching band, but it was all a bunch of clones of him with the red, what's it called, and the white mask. But it was House of Balloons playing in the background. They were marching to, and this is fun, 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 and I'm like, lit. That sent me over the moon for that. Because I'm like, oh, a nod to the throwback to the mixtape days. But the rest of it was like all his hits, like The Hills, I think Starboy was on there, Feel It Coming. All the like super pop ones were there, but it wasn't a lot of like the deep cuts. But the House of Balloons part, I was like lit.
I might watch it. I don't know. I just didn't care.
It's like 14 minutes. The beginning part's really difficult to hear because it's like he's kind of speed running the lyrics, but it's just not picking him up right. Or when you hear it, you're gonna be like, yeah, they fucked up. Whoever was in charge of like the recording.
Like, the thing is, like, depending on how they routed everything, you should always have, especially if you know was it streaming or is it on TV? Like, could you watch it through it should be done in a way where it's a direct feed to whatever outlet it is. So you get whatever's in the stadium, and you have a sub mix just for streaming alone. So you would think they'd hear it as well, but the way you're saying it, maybe they just recorded somewhere on stage.
Yeah.
I need you and your logic to go sit in the corner and think about what you just said, because that was terrible.
We don't need logic here, but that's what probably happened. The way you're describing it, I think it was what happened. They just had one routing thing, and it was just whatever's in the auditorium. Yeah, you know, so said all his mainstream song, pretty much. Like they had that one, maybe two deep cuts, and I'm like, oh, okay. But the rest of it was all the popular stuff because the NFL, it's mainstream. The Super Bowl's mainstream. Everyone watches it for the commercials or for the halftime show, so whatever can get all, you know. But they put that shit up really quick. Like we finished catching up with WandaVision, and then we're like, oh, let's go check if they have it up. And then boom, it was up, and I'm like, oh shit.
So for sure, the season 1's not done?
Not yet.
Told you, 6 more episodes.
I didn't take it seriously because you usually throw out some random number.
I think that is random because I thought there's only 10 episodes. And it's episode 5 came out. So maybe 5 more episodes? I don't know. I have to double check how much they ordered for it.
I was just waiting for someone else to respond, and instead I got a rundown of the Super Bowl.
Did you guys see the streaker?
No, I didn't watch it. All I did was wait till like the halftime show went up and then watch the halftime show. Yeah.
So apparently, when I heard streaker, I thought somebody was actually like running onto the field naked.
That's what I'm currently thinking. What is streaker that they say?
So a streaker apparently is just anybody who runs onto the field and is just like, running around on the field. The guy was in like a pink leotard and shorts.
Okay.
And he did like a spin move to dodge one of the guys, and it was pretty nice. Even the commentators are like, "Oh, that was hot," and then he just gets fucking just taken out by a security guard. The guy like sweep the legs. It was pretty awesome.
Nice. I mean, he got his 15 minutes. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because like I was in the Discord with a couple of people, and I was like, I wondered, because my first thought was I had turned off the game, and my first thought was that he was naked running out onto the field.
To me, that's what streaker means. Like I thought.
Yeah, that's the way that I've always interpreted it, and I'm just thinking, like, how do they treat that? Like, is it because if you were to get like caught with your pants down, taking a leak in a park, and some kid walked by, you're considered a sexual predator at this point.
Yep.
They arrest you, they try you, whatever, and you get a label.
Mm-hmm.
How would they do that for somebody who actually did that running across the field if they were naked? Like, I was wondering, like, is it treated the same way, or is it, something completely different? I was just curious.
That's a good question.
I would guess it's some way of indecent exposure mixed with like trespassing or soliciting, but I don't know.
We need a cop in here. Or some sort of lawyer, maybe.
Or a liar.
Seems like we need to call Saul.
Still haven't started it.
I know, that's why I said it.
I finished, obviously, on there. I finished the show I said I would finish before starting it, so I said to start it now.
Gotcha. Cool. And speaking of finishing shows, I finished a few shows myself.
You had more stuff?
No.
Oh, no, okay.
BAKI and the Romanoffs.
You added one thing.
Which is Promising Young Woman, yeah. On the dock. I'm going to go ahead and start off with BAKI because that was like the longest. Because I've been watching that during lunch at work with a coworker of mine, so that's the longest running one I've been trying to catch up on. So BAKI the Grappler is the first anime before it was redone on Netflix and just called BAKI. So let's talk about BAKI the Grappler. It's a story about a kid named BAKI, no parents. Scratch that. Has a parent. Has a parent.
Has a parent.
Has a parent.
A parents.
Has a parent.
One set of parents, as
One
opposed
set.
to the standard two.
Yeah.
This man's on drug.
What was I gonna say? He lives on his own as a kid, like, you know. I don't want to say thug. He's just like he's a loner, but he also he's a fighter. So he obviously BAKI the Grappler.
His name is Yusuke.
No,
He
no.
has a spirit gun. Yeah.
Nope. This show tries to be as grounded as possible, but there are times where it's like, hey, this is still anime. Like, I think Bryant a couple weeks ago mentioned BAKI, and like someone told you that like they're only warmed up after they lose 2 buckets of blood.
There's some Indian guy that does like satirical videos on BAKI.
Yeah.
And one of his videos says, everyone who watches BAKI know that you have to lose a gallon of blood before they're actually warmed up for the fight.
Yeah. So there's a lot of that in this. Like, people are getting, in terms, okay, I don't know where to start here. The bucket of blood stuff. Yeah, that's where you have to like kind of suspend your disbelief, because there's fights where like you lose, there's no way you're alive. The amount of blood they lose. It's like water. Like, if you get a bucket and start pouring the water, that's how much blood is coming out of like whatever injury they're at, and then they just get up and keep fighting as if nothing happened. Or if it is like an injury, they'll still be like, man, I could barely do any moves because my leg is whatever, and then proceed to either take another hit or attack with that leg. Anywho, so once you get that out of your, once you suspend that disbelief, it's actually a very educational martial arts anime, because you learn about the different styles, like in Kenpo or any sort of grappling or wrestling or boxing discipline, and they actually have a lot of what seems like actual facts about it and how people defend themselves, and karate's on there as well, about the different stances that they teach you. Obviously, they're not there like going step by step, this is how you do it, but they just like show you the stance and where it came from and things like that. So very educational. I enjoyed that aspect of it. The fight scenes are pretty awesome to watch too, even though it's a really old, not really, I guess 2001, 2002, animation was still all right. So there's some cool moves there that you've seen from present day fighting games. Like, if you see like a person who does Kenpo moves, you'll see it in the show. The wrestler dudes do wrestling moves. Boxers are out there ducking and weaving, you know, that whole shebang. Mm-hmm. In that first series, there was 2 pretty much story arcs. First one is him as a kid just trying to beat the shit out of his dad, which is, the kid's name. Baki Hanma is the kid's name. The guy's father is Yujiro Hanma, which I profusely hate, because he's like the Goku of that world. In terms of power, he can just do whatever the hell he wants. He has the power to do whatever he wants. He is labeled, like Goku. But Goku's fun and like, I'm just a dumb clever. Like, this guy is just like, and the way they draw him, sometimes they'll have close up of his face like this, and he'll be like, I'm trying to be evil and shit. It's drawn so funny. Like,
is this like One Punch Man funny, where he goes from that like serious to the?
No, because you can see his entire head when he does that. Because it's like, this is the frame, and you'll see One Punch or Saitama go, and you have a framing. This is literally all you see is his face, and he'll like grin, like trying to be evil, and I'm like, that's not working. And he also has like a weird built in his back when he flexes, and you see a demon face behind him, but it looks like his back has abs. I hate it. I hate him. Every time he appears, he's there to just fuck up everything. So I'm like, someone shoot him the second I see him on screen. Anywho, besides him, there's some other fantastic characters that have their own like masters of discipline. I don't know what type of discipline it is, but there's a character called Goki, who's like an old dude, about yay high, but he does a lot of like joint manipulation in terms of fighting. So he can
like momentum.
Yeah, like he'll use your. Is it judo? Okay,
I think.
But he's like the master of that, and that guy's funny as hell, and he knows how to fucking fight. Retsu is another character on there that he's like a master in Chinese Kempo. Those are like my two favorite. That's why I'm mentioning those two. Those are my favorite characters. Anywho, the first arc is him as a kid challenge his dad, who is labeled this world's strongest man, like legit throughout the world. Like anyone who sees him, they know who he is. They call him the ogre. And then he fights him. Actually, wait, before I continue, who's going to watch this? Because I'm going to spoil this.
I don't know. Like, I was interested, but there's so many other things I have to watch and do in my life.
Gotcha.
You could spoil it for me, and by the time I probably get around to actually watching it, I won't even remember.
Okay. Well, he has a mom and a father, but the mom's obsessed with the dad, obviously. Because, I don't know.
Obviously?
Yeah. When you see it, you're like, okay, no, she is like a puddle down there. So, like, it's... she's like enamored with him, and then he only tasked her with making sure BAKI becomes the strongest kid, like to succeed him, obviously. So she buys all she literally invests in the kid to be the best fighter or whatever, so this kid knows how to fight.
Does he want to fight?
Yes and no, and that's part of his arc, is like that's all he knows how to do. So like, you know, should I be doing this, whatever? But then he has like the target for him is, I'm gonna beat the shit out of my dad. And I'm like, okay, that's fair enough. So at the end of the first arc, he goes toe to toe with the dad. It doesn't end well. He gets his ass bodied. But then like, he also like disgraces the mom too. He's like, you fucking failed me. I told you to give me like a fighting kid and whatever. So he slaps her out of the way. And then BAKI goes, you what? He gets strong, like not stronger, but like mad, and then goes to fight him again. Didn't work. Still gets his ass beat, and then like kills his mom in front of him. So it's like, what the fuck? So now he's living with that. And that's the end of the first arc.
So his mom dies.
His mom dies and he loses to his dad. And his dad kills his mom.
This sounds like, you know how JoJo went from everyone being really buff and it being like, what the fuck's going on, to like very flamboyant.
Uh-huh.
What you just described to me, it feels like a JoJo arc where they kept it muscular.
Yeah.
Everything you said sounded like if you would have threw in some Italian name.
It's pretty much that. It doesn't get flamboyant after this. Like, it's still this, it actually just gets more muscle, to the point where like there's a character, I guess spoilers since you guys don't give a shit. Second arc is the BAKI, after he heals up from his fight from his dad, gets invited to underground fighting. So they hold an underground tournament. Go for it, Brian.
Are you talking about the big black guy?
No, his name is, oh my god, his first name is Biscuit, last name Oliver. It's a big black dude, and he wears Hawaiian shirts, and he talks like this. He got a low voice. His name is Biscuit Oliver. Okay, that guy, he's actually pretty awesome. I think his name is Unchained. Yeah, his nickname is Unchained. That guy's pretty awesome too. But he's more of a brawler. He doesn't have like a discipline kind of thing, but he's literally, what you see is all muscle. When he takes off his Hawaiian shirt, it's just muscle. Anyway. But he comes in after. He comes in mainly in the Netflix continuation. Mm-hmm. So this is the last arc before it ends in 2002. And he gets invited to he's been getting stronger between the two arcs. So he's like a grown teenager, and now he's going into underground fighting. And they hold a tournament with a bunch of fighters. This is where you're introduced to like Goki, Retsu, Jack. Excuse me. Gassy. A bunch of like dumb great fighters, from brawlers to boxers to to wrestlers, going up against each other. And that's by far my favorite arc after watching all of this, because you get to see all a bunch of different characters, their personalities obviously, and see them go toe to toe with each other. And BAKI's in it, but he's not like, oh, let's just follow BAKI the entire time and not watch these fights. You watch like every fight and see like all the disciplines go head to head, and seeing how everyone fights is really awesome. And then that one obviously ends with who ends up being the champion. I'm not going to spoil that, obviously, but so then Do they have a Sagat character that Muay Thai? There is a Muay Thai fighter in that tournament, if I'm not mistaken. Then that story ends. Wow, the champion's crowned. 2 weeks later, not 2 weeks. I think it's like a week later, or a month, or a year, something later. Then the Netflix series comes in. So I'm leaving BAKI the Grappler into BAKI, the Netflix like continuation of it. So it picks up like right where they left off, but now with obviously a lot more Netflix money and a lot better animations. And I think that also has like 2 arcs, which the first one being there's like 5 like convicts that escape their like high, like their imprisonment, like whatever imprisonment they're in, like these facilities that are supposed designed to keep them inside, but they break out. And they all want to taste defeat because they're just all that fucking good, apparently. Each with their own set of skills, etc., etc. Obviously, the people that you've met in the previous seasons go toe-to-toe with these guys and whatever happens. That was a pretty entertaining one. Cool villains, weird backstories for most of them, and disciplines for them. And the last one is with another tournament? Yes, but it's in China. And it's with like all the other, like where Retsu's from, and more fighting. Once you get past like the 2002 one, it's just more and more fighting. So if you enjoy watching that, it's fantastic. If you can get past the, like Bryant's, the pools of blood, there's some anime parts. It's like, okay, you just left from how grounded this was to, come on. If you can suspend that, it's an awesome watch. It's a really cool, like, macho martial arts, people beating the snot out of each other kind of anime. But the voice acting being okay, because it was English dubbed, so I don't know what the Japanese one sound like.
Probably better,
I guess. But it sounds like Troy Baker's BAKI in the Netflix one. I don't know if it is, but it sounds like him. I should definitely check that. Anywho, but I recommend it, especially if you're like into any sort of martial arts and stuff. It's kind of grounded until obviously the injuries come in, or some crazy, or fucking Yujiro Hanma comes in and just Super Saiyans everything, and you're like, okay, this is fun to watch. But besides that was pretty dope.
You're pretty dope.
Thanks, bro. Fuck. You know what else I heard was pretty dope? The Steam Game Festival. There's like a bunch of thousands of demos out for people to try and play. And Brian was gonna play Windjammers, but didn't do it. Nice. Who didn't forget about the Steam Game Festival?
Was it Tony?
I mean, I didn't forget either, but he played it. Randall played some games on.
Oh, I was gonna guess Tim next.
Tim does do a lot on Tuesdays.
Especially on Tuesdays.
Yeah, Timmy Tuesdays.
I feel like I have to find something new since we don't do the podcast on Tuesdays anymore.
Yeah.
Now he thinks he should find something new.
You should just say Mondays. Just switch it to Mondays.
It has to be Tuesdays though.
Oh.
Nobody does anything on Monday.
We doing this on Monday?
We're nobodies.
Oh shit, that's true. We are the losers. So
Nobody's a winner.
yeah, that's true. So Randall, what do you want to start with? Glitch Punk or Steel Assault?
It doesn't matter. Glitch Punk is like a top-down game. It's kind of feels like Cyberpunk meets Hotline Miami.
Oh, okay. Oh, so like top down, like yeah. Okay, bird's eye.
Yeah.
Not like Diablo where it's like at an angle. Okay.
It's not one hit kill. You're like a cyborg bounty hunter type character.
Oh, okay.
Makes me think original GTA.
You looking at gameplay?
Yeah.
Okay. What can you do in it as a cyborg? You just run on kill stuff, or
yeah, you can melee attack, shoot guns, steal cars, stuff like that. It's more attractive looking as far as visually. The gameplay isn't like
too enticing.
It's not complex or anything like that.
Gotcha.
Question for you: soundtrack.
I like it.
Is it like synthwave stuff or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is it like high energy stuff the way Hotline Miami is, or is it like chill, or what? What is it like? What is it closer to?
I would say more like high energy.
Nice. I was actually waiting for like you're gonna say like it builds up depending on how crazy it gets, because that'd be an even better like system there. Like start off with just like slow synthwave, and then the more heat. Is there like heat and stuff like cops? Or no?
I don't know. I don't know if I would say that.
Okay. Then if that would,
it does get chaotic.
Then I would imagine like that would be cool, like, and just increase the BPMs. You know what I'm saying? Like have like certain tracks and then fade into, not fade, but you know what I mean. Mix them in a way where it'll seem natural that when you have like 60 things shooting at you, you're just out there just vibing through freaking ecstasy, you know? And then once you killed everything that's chasing you, it'll come back down and you're like, oh, we vibing again, you know? Is there multiplayer at all, or is it just single player?
I don't know. I don't know if it's multiplayer or not.
Oh, okay. Is there a story at all, or is it just like an arcade, you jump in and try to survive as long as possible?
It's a story, but I didn't like... I just tried it for a little bit. I didn't really try it that long.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll probably get it when it actually comes out.
Okay. So, well, that's good. The demo sold you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not at the top of my list, but it's definitely something I wanna play and see, like, how much more they add to the game.
Oh, okay. And what about Steel Assault?
Steel Assault I didn't play, but it looked really interesting because it reminded me of what's the name of that game? I always forget it. Katana
Zero.
Katana Zero.
It has the same art style?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe this one looks a little more retro.
Okay.
And you have some sort of like, I forget what you call it, it's like a zip line like Batman has. That you use often. The one that like goes into both walls and then you zip line across.
Okay. I don't remember the name either, but I know what you're talking about. The horizontal one.
Yeah, it's like a old style side scrolling platforming type game.
What you're saying to me, you're selling me. That's what Cyber Shadow was, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. And you didn't get to play it yet?
Mm-mm.
How long is this game festival going on for?
I don't know. I think today was the last day, isn't
it? Okay. That sucks.
I think. I don't know for sure. I think.
Okay. Because if it's not, then I might check some of these out throughout the week.
Steam Game Festival?
Yeah. We have our top guys doing the R&D right now. Look at his eyes scanning.
That's the summer edition.
Yeah, they usually have at different times.
February 3rd to February 9th, 10 a.m. Pacific.
Oh yeah, by the time I get out of work tomorrow, it's gonna be gone. Yeah, so it'll be done. Oh well. February 3rd, you said?
February 3rd
yeah.
to the 9th.
Gotcha. Okay. So
I don't know that I've ever actually participated in a Steam Game Festival. Is it just like a bunch of free games that you can play?
Yeah, it's a bunch of demos. So they gather a bunch of indies and stuff that are going to be on Steam, and then just ask them to make a demo for the festival, and then you can play it for that week or for however long that was, for 6 days, 5-6 days.
Some of these look really cool.
Yeah, that's a missed opportunity on my part. I should have done that last week instead. And done
There's
a bunch
one called
of demos.
Loop Hero that looks interesting.
That's
Although
what
I was gonna say you might like it, but it looks like it's actually a turn-based thing.
Yes, turn-based. I recommended it to you and Brian because it was part of the GDQ thing. It was one of the publishers or some the ones like I guess like they advertise through the. They were on there and I looked it up and then I told you guys about it on one of the episodes. I don't remember.
Oh, I do remember that. That's why I saw it. I was like, that looks really familiar.
Yeah, I sent it. I don't know if you guys I don't know if did that have a demo as well.
It's on here for the
festival
under roguelike RPG. I don't know if it's part of the RPG, but it's under roguelike and has a thing that you can do, part of the Steam Festival.
Gotcha. Okay. But that was the one I was telling you guys about because it's like in roguelike, but it's like turn-based and it's like deep RPG mechanics. I thought you guys would like.
Yeah, there's a few on here that I would love to try, but
I just forgot.
yeah, I didn't realize it was going on. There's a Brian. There's one here called Rise Eternia. Rise Eterna. It looks like it's very similar to fuck. Fire Emblem.
Let me go look at it. Is it spelled R-Y or R-I?
I'll send you a link.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll probably be better.
He'll send me a link.
Yeah, I think he'll send you. Brandon, you're gonna send me a link?
I hate it already. Let me see.
I think I can send you a link. Do you want me to send you a link?
You guys, if you want to send me a link,
I could probably hang on. Let me see if I can figure out how to send you a link. Where do you want it? You want it by smoke signal or?
Yeah, preferably.
My link. I want a link.
I want to destroy the environment. Please send me more smoke signal.
It seems Oh, never mind. That's probably when you pick who you're taking with you. Okay, I see. I thought it was gonna be like different stories or something because there's a screenshot where it shows like heroes.
But
that's probably just how you pick your party for a mission or whatever.
Your units, mate.
Oh yeah, and the combat is literally camera in the front, party in the back.
Got it. So it's heavily inspired is the word.
Is it out? No.
Demo.
It's coming out early this year though, or it's supposed to.
I mean, it looks cool. I just have a long backlog.
That's gonna be that's gonna be your answer for everything.
I'm trying to get.
Wait, did you say backlog or backside?
Both.
Oh, okay.
The goal is to get through as much of it as possible before May 14th. And even before that, April 9th, because I know Guilty Gear is going to come out, and I'm going to have it, and I'm going to be playing it until May 14th. So really, I have until April 9th.
What's on May 14th, Brian?
Mass Effect Legendary Edition, pussy.
Oh. What do you guys think of the side-by-sides? I don't think we got to talk about it because it showed after last week's episode.
So the first announcement, I was like, can they show anything without fucking lens flare? That was my first thought.
Facts. Those are hard facts. Almost every screenshot had a lens flare of the lighting.
Then started showing more and more, and then somebody made a video where they went into the game, and on the scenes that they showed, screenshotted it, and then compared them. It seems like textures were redone as I thought.
Yes.
But I'm not noticing too much. It's like they just opt like they went for better lighting effects and textures is what it looks like.
Some of the comparisons made it look like they basically had like some sort of filter on the old one and then just removed the filter. They also look like they removed some of the extra stuff that's like in certain scenes. Like I'm trying to think of one of the scenes where you're standing, you've got your helmet on, you're outside in space, and in the original, there's like shit floating around, and then in the new one, or in the Legendary Edition, the shit floating around isn't there. I mean, it looks cleaner, with what they have in the background, but part of that shot, I liked having the stuff that was like floating around, like it fits the scene. Like there was like an accident or an explosion or something, and stuff's like there.
It's part of the it's part of the scenery, like you said.
What looks really bad, and it's like jarring, is them trying to do Mass Effect 3 characters' faces and putting it in Mass Effect 1, and they look all kinds of wrong to me. The male Shepard has like a 9 head, and then the other one looks like, you remember how in the video of Save Your Tears, The Weeknd had a hilariously big prosthetic face?
Yeah, he's like...
That's what the female Shepard looks like.
Oh my gosh.
Personally, I think they looked the best in the first one. I feel like they tried to go from the like realistic cartoonish from the first into just like straight realism, and it kind of fucked up the scaling and didn't look as good in 3.
Let me try that again in English. What I didn't like about Mass Effect 3 was like everybody looked like they just came from the Jersey Shore and now they're saving the galaxy. That was my issue with the humans in Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 1, I don't remember anyone looking awful. It's just it was dated visually. But now it just looks like everybody got Botox or something. Everyone got something done.
Then they got the makeover done.
They said that they tweaked great gameplay too, so the Mako is supposed to feel better while driving it. And they said that guns really didn't matter in Mass Effect 1, so they try to balance the use of guns so that you can want to use them more over just abilities in general.
Well, I guess the abilities were more viable than the guns were, because you couldn't build towards
everything. Everything had like a 3-hour cooldown though.
That's what I was saying, but you couldn't. If I remember correctly, you couldn't build towards your weapon, right? It was always ability stuff. You could.
You had trees. Yeah, you had trees for weapons.
Yeah, you had like an actual RPG where you could either go straight into sniper rifles or pistols, and then you would get like extra damage and things.
But I'm talking about
abilities.
At full going down a weapon, it still wasn't as strong as like doing a lift or doing a slam, right?
I think that's what they're trying to fix. I think that's what they meant by you just prioritize powers over weapons. That's what I'm assuming.
I mean, maybe that's
you guys beat it on the hard difficulty, so I'm asking you guys.
I only used the sniper. Like, don't get me wrong, I used abilities when I could, but I felt like there was a lot more, at least for my playthrough, there was a lot more reliance on my sniper rifle than there were like abilities.
Okay.
I didn't really feel like some abilities really made any difference. Or I guess maybe it was just like the teammates didn't make a difference. Their abilities were helpful, but the teammates didn't seem like they did shit like they did in 3.
Most of my playthrough was literally ability, wait for cooldown ability. Like the gun, I remember that it would overheat. Mine was the coldest gun around.
Oh shit. Well then I guess this time it's gonna be a crazy overpowered for Kelsey when he gets a sniper rifle, and Brian's gonna use his gun now.
Yeah, maybe. But that's how I played every Mass Effect.
Oh, okay.
The first time I ever played Mass Effect, I picked Infiltrator, not realizing it was a sniper class. So immediately I was like, what the fuck am I doing with my life, right?
Didn't I tell you that before you pick it?
I just saw, his hand's orange.
Oh.
And that's what, yeah. I mean, first time I played this was 5th or 6th grade. So that was my first Xbox game because Ninja Gaiden 2 was out of stock. So if Ninja Gaiden 2 was in stock, I would have never played Mass Effect.
And you would have been tight as fuck throughout the entire playthrough. Your first experience would have been so tight.
I honestly would buy the Legendary Edition if they just fixed the journal in 3.
It doesn't sound like they're touching it. It sounds like all the touch-ups are in 1.
So what they're saying is, they're mostly saying, it's prettier. And they're basically saying they're fixing up Mass Effect 1 to be more like 3. So it's not like a jarring difference in gameplay between the 3. They're trying to like make it feel like a uniform thing when you're playing through all of them now. Whether that means better journal, I don't know.
I just don't understand like how you go from having this amazing journal system in 2 to whatever the fuck they did in 3 is. Like I just don't get it.
Swapping teams, I guess. I don't know, because I mean there was maybe some swapping around and who's working. So
left like 17 times. So
yeah,
maybe he was the guy pushing the better journal. He's like, you guys are stupid, I'm out. But yeah, my first playthrough was as a sniper for whatever reason. Then first playthrough of 2 and 3, I did Vanguard because you can just pump someone and shotgun. Then when I played the whole thing over from the beginning, I was like, Adept, let me zone them.
Yeah.
And when you use Adept, if you build correctly and you use the correct teammates to synergize, your gun is a suggestion.
It's like, maybe if they rush you when you're cooldown.
Mm-hmm. In 3, no matter what difficulty, that's bars. I put whatever gave me the best cooldown for my ability. So whatever had the lowest, so I had like a pistol for show.
Yeah.
I had a pistol for the cutscenes where he aims a pistol. And that's basically what I had it for.
I don't know that I ever pulled out my pistol in the first one. Because like, you don't have ammo. So you can fucking use your sniper rifle.
Facts.
And then in 2, they were like, we're going to go back to the ammo because it's stronger. Bitch, I don't give a fuck if it's stronger. Yeah. Like, I had 10 shots, okay, for the fucking sniper rifle in the second one. You want to know how many shots it took to kill anything? 11. You want to know how much ammo you could find? None.
Yeah. When they swapped to ammo, I was so mad.
2 on Insanity, at least with the way I had it built, I had to be constantly switching my guns and shooting at things. So I was like, oh, barrier, Garristain, switch to fucking weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get it down, oh, they have armor. Switch your weapons. Oh, like, fucking Harbinger hits you when you're behind cover and somehow you're standing and then frame 1 you're dead. Reload and get ready to switch your weapons.
I never liked that either.
The only time I ever got to actually use my sniper in the second one was when it was, like a big mech or something where you like, oh, it's got a barrier or armor or something. You just pop on, what was it? Tungsten ammo, and then just fire it away. And then as soon as its health was, exposed, you pull out the pistol and start firing because you don't have any other, you don't have any more bullets.
The easiest way to save ammo I don't remember if 2 had these things, but 3 had more open maps where you can push people off. You would always have someone with the high caliber shot skill, and you have someone lift and shoot, and they go 7 yards off the level and they die because they're not on the level. And just repeat.
I loved, like in 3, Slam was probably my favorite ability, just to watch them just go poof, poof, into the ground. And then, in 2, like, what is it? Warp? I think
No, it's,
it starts with an S.
It's, Singularity.
Singularity, like, they just start, like, floating around, and then you take, Grunt's,
shotgun.
Yeah, whatever his shotgun skill is. I forget what it's called. And you just watch them just get hit and just... Come sail away with me.
It's even better if you put on. I know in 3 you had Reeve, which is the one that slowly takes their health.
Yeah.
If you Singularity, so they're floating, and Reeve them, it does a biotic detonation. So you hear, the sound that Dio makes when he says the world, and it's the distortion.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that for how many people there are because they explode. So you hear, and then they go 7 acres to the left. And then because 3, if you had 1 gun, you had higher cooldown.
Yeah.
You just keep doing it until there's no one there. They made Liara stupid. If you didn't have her on your squad, if you're
doing it wrong,
biotic, you're trying to not have a good time.
Oh, okay. Liara.
But yeah, I'm excited. I bought it regardless because I don't have a copy I can play now. So I'm probably gonna stream that. I don't know if I should make it an incentive, like some type of sub goal or whatever, to stream all of it on Insanity. It all depends also if Mass Effect 1, if they're changing it so you have Insanity off RIP. Because before you had to beat it 2 times. You had to beat it on, like, normal was the highest, and then Veteran, and then Insanity. So if it lets you do Insanity off the gate, I might have an incentive, or I might just say fuck it, and I'll do it on the hardest.
Godspeed.
There isn't anything below Insanity. There's only 1 difficulty.
I wanted to do that, but in the first one, you had to unlock those difficulties.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That'd probably be why it is that I played through the first one so many times.
Yeah, because you probably blew through the first 2 difficulties, and you're like, all right, now let's start this.
They're also changing it so you don't have to do New Game Plus to reach max level. So, like, in most of these games, on your first playthrough, you can get to level 60, apparently.
So they're changing the scaling.
Yeah.
Okay. They're probably just giving you more XP then.
The lady that voiced FemShep, like, reacted to the announcement. She was, like, crying.
That's awesome.
That's a huge mark in her voice acting career, so I can see that.
So yeah, when it comes out, it's fucking Mass Effect the clock.
I feel okay.
And I still don't know if I should still be excited for what they announced or if it's like something fan made, like the game before it. That said Mass Effect.
That's what I'm actually looking forward to because it's going to be built off Frostbite, so hopefully it looks fantastic. Anywho, Brian, you had an asphyxiation with a specific anime character without even watching the anime. Oh, you still have? Okay. So you finished it and you're still with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tell me about Dorohedoro.
All right, so boom. Like years ago, I think maybe last year, the year before, I think it came out in 2020. I think Javi was like, yo, you guys should watch this anime that came out on Netflix. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll do that. And then I never did it. And then someone showed me, someone in a friend of mine's Discord just posted up, I don't know if it was fan art or just a picture of said character. Mm-hmm. And I literally was like, yo, who the fuck is that? And I just could not stop thinking about this buff-ass lady for whatever reason. So like, yo, I gotta watch this show. So it's called Dorohedoro, and it came out last year. It's only one season now. It's 12 episodes. I got through the whole season, and I still don't know if I know what the show's about.
What?
You know how the draw of JoJo, like if you're starting, it's so what the fuck's going on that you want to keep watching?
No. The draw of JoJo is, when do I kill Dio for doing what he did to him? That's the draw. When does he get his? That's why I kept watching.
You know, the secondary draw is this show's so wacky, you don't know what's gonna happen next.
Okay, sure.
So imagine 12 episodes of that, because you're like, oh, this is what this means clearly, and then something weird happens right after that says you're wrong, and I'm like, wait, what? And then just for 12 episodes.
Jodaro.
I guess the first plot is
the first plot.
Yeah, I guess the first plot is there's two sorcerers, and there's a lady and a guy whose face is a lizard, and he takes a guy's face and puts it in his mouth, and then some guy comes out of his mouth and tells he tells this person if they're the one or not. I'm just gonna give you the context they give you.
Okay.
Then he pulls the face out of his mouth and asks them what the guy in his mouth said to them. If they said that he told them they're not the one, he kills them. So he killed one guy, but before he died, he helped the other sorcerer escape.
Okay.
That's the first few scenes. That's as much context. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Okay.
Turns out the lizard guy, some sorcerer, he can't remember his past. Some sorcerer. That's how the show opens. Yeah, that's literally the first thing you're given.
That's really confusing. Okay, but that's funny because like I thought that would be like a guy in a costume. When you said a guy's face comes out,
you don't know what to believe.
Oh, okay.
Someone tried to shoot him with a finger magic, and it touched him and didn't do anything. So it showed that he's immune to magic.
He tried to shoot him with a finger magic. What does that mean?
So magic is kind of
spirit gun, man.
It's kind of shown It's kind of shown like smoke. And he's like trying to help the guy whose face is in the lizard because he doesn't know there's a guy in him telling him if he's the one or not. So he shoots him with like magic smoke and it hits him in the head. He's like, what the fuck was that? So apparently he's immune to magic. There's a guy in his mouth judging whoever is put in there. And if they get the wrong answer, that person dies.
Is there ever a point where they are the chosen one and he doesn't die?
I'm not going to go into spoilers.
Okay. So yes.
So this guy's goal, he keeps doing that because he doesn't
Which
remember
guy?
his past.
There's two guys.
The lizard guy. Lizard outside.
Okay.
His goal is to find out who turned his head into a lizard. Into a lizard head.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Because
Go for it.
Because he can't remember his... What did he say?
He wanted to say... He said, can I say something? Go for it.
Oh, what do you want to say?
I don't know how long ago it was, but I did a review on this exact anime.
Oh, you did? So you ended up watching it?
Huh?
You ended up watching it?
I'm the one who watched it and did a review on it. You don't remember ever me talking about a guy inside of another guy's mouth?
I don't. How many episodes ago was that?
I don't know. It was a while ago.
I
talked about this exact anime.
Okay. Well,
I had the same reaction when I told you that it was a guy inside another guy's mouth. And he had a lizard head.
So did you watch it to completion?
Yes.
Okay. Well, here's Brian's take because I remember him recommending it. Okay. So you enjoyed it.
I don't remember you reviewing this. But I also don't remember a lot of things we reviewed.
Can't you go look through the things and do like a search?
Yeah, I can probably search.
Okay.
I mean, I believe you. I'm not questioning whether you did or not.
Yeah, I don't think you're lying.
I
just remember. Oh shit.
Pixar didn't happen.
I mean, while he's talking, you can look through the ducks.
No.
Too much work. I remember last week.
Looked at the episode count and he's like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. 130.
I remember Randall talking about it.
Yeah, Javi remembers.
I only remembered Javi talking about it, and I think we looked at a trailer, and then that's all I remember. But then again, I did forget my address when trying to get a PS5, so...
I just was going to let him keep talking and thought maybe that he might remember that I talked about this exact anime.
Nah, Randall.
But nobody remembers, so I was like, okay, I guess my clout is non-existent.
It was too long ago. That's the thing.
I mean, It must not. It's not nearly as memorable.
Memorable.
Yeah, memorable as his Dark Materials review. So, I mean, you gotta step up your game, dude. You gotta
hit me with the one. Yeah, just hit me with 2-word reviews, I guess.
So as the only one who watched it here, let me keep talking about it.
It was too long ago. I have to see how far away it was.
So his whole goal is he wants to find out who turned him into a lizard head because he can't remember his past, and that's one plot line.
Episode 98 is when Randall talked about it. Yeah.
You just type in Dorohedoro?
Yeah.
That was like 67 episodes ago.
Yeah, that was over 30 episodes ago. Actually, on the dot, 30 episodes.
It's actually 30 episodes, yeah.
So 30 weeks ago, Randall, is when we did it. Talked about it.
Well,
that's like what?
More than that, because we took weeks off.
Yeah.
July? Somewhere in there?
Well, let me see. Last edited June 16, 2020. God, I love data. Yeah. So he reviewed it June 16.
So that's just one plot line.
Yeah.
Every time they introduce a character, there's kind of another plot line that's happening at the same time. And for most of the show, there's no actual villain. It's just characters meeting, essentially. Which I liked, because it's not like, hey, you gotta get Dio. Everybody's like, I gotta get this guy. And the other one's like, I gotta get this guy. But no one's a bad guy.
Okay.
Yeah. The thing that I don't care for is the animation or the visuals. There's moments where it looks good, and there's times where it looks like janky or just awkward.
Like the in-between frames, or is it like the still shots?
It's like, I don't know if it's drawn or everything's just like 3D modeled. I don't really understand what I'm looking at.
Javi says it's 3D.
Yeah. There's times where it looks good, and then there's times like during fights where I'm just like, that's final product.
Oh, okay.
Like it just looks weirdly animated to me.
It's not consistent.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it further than that. It's jarring sometimes.
Okay.
You meet the swole lady. They introduce her, she's face mushing someone.
Oh, Brian's
so naturally, I'm like, already hard.
Yeah.
Looking at this, I'm like, you do that. But they try to introduce her. You don't know it's her, but you just see it's a huge fucking person with a feminine voice because they have masks. Sorcerers hide their identity, it seems like, by wearing masks.
Okay. But wouldn't that kind of be a red flag if you see someone with a mask?
Because they have their same mask, yeah. So I don't fully understand why they wear masks, but I know.
Okay.
I know that when they're out in, there's two worlds, right? The one with non-sorcerers is called Hole, right? And that's where humans are. When sorcerers go into that world, they take their masks off so that they can blend in with the humans.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't fully remember what the point of the masks are. The other thing that gives it away is everyone has like their specific type of magic, I guess. So one person is a healing. They just, all they can do with their magic is heal people. Okay. Someone else can just, all they do is turn someone into mushrooms. That's all that person can do.
Okay. So it's like they're quirk.
Basically.
Okay.
They give backstory on characters that's pretty interesting. There's only like maybe 2 characters that I just do not give one fuck about. Like if they didn't exist, I don't think anything would be different.
Okay, but the rest are lit?
I think they're there for plot, probably.
To advance it, or just because they're the target?
One of the masks are just different rankings and organizations. Okay. Just like affiliations, I guess, then.
Okay.
One of the characters is one of the characters you meet in the first episode, where they're there just so you're like, what the fuck happened, and to spread word to get the story going. The other character's just annoying.
Okay. Like Hope in Final Fantasy 13 annoying, or?
No, like, you know those characters that are like silly and energetic?
Titus from 10?
I guess.
Titus?
So I talked about the animation. The intro music and the outro songs, I think I liked all of them.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't sit and watch them.
Okay, then
but
no.
I liked them.
Nah. When you sit through all of them, that means it's a banger.
Well, I mean, I didn't say banger. I said I liked.
That's why I thought when you said like, I'm like, oh, do we have a banger in our hands? And you said you skip it, so
no, if it's a banger, I said I would sit there.
Got it.
If like Narcos, the show I'm telling you to watch.
No, The Deuce.
Like Narcos and season 1 of The Deuce.
Yeah.
What do you say to me?
Have you seen The Wire?
He hasn't.
I'm pretty sure I've seen bits of it, but I don't think I sat down and watched all of it.
You should watch it. It's really good.
I like the songs. Visually, it was weird looking. The story's entertaining because of how weird it is.
Okay.
I hope they do a second season. I don't think it's been confirmed. I know the manga's ahead. There's like actual stuff to read, but I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Overall, I recommend it to people. I don't know who to recommend it to. Like, if you like this, you'll like this.
Mm-hmm.
If you just want something weird, I guess, and entertaining, I would say, like, if you, for whatever reason, you now like really buff women in anime, all yours.
Oh, okay. They will not disappoint.
Yeah.
Got it.
She's still my favorite. I think she's my favorite character.
Yes, you're 2 for 2. That's your 1 for 1, Randall. Good for you, man.
It doesn't count.
How? How does it not count?
It could be subliminal.
Because I recommended it how many episodes ago?
30 episodes. That's how it does count, because we have it in writing and video and in audio.
Well, it doesn't matter when you recommend it.
Yeah,
you
recommended it, now you're 1 for 1.
There's no expiration.
The heck? We
There's
can fight right here.
Statute of limitations.
That's also true.
I think that's all I have to say about it. I don't remember if there's anything else I wanted to mention.
No problem. Let me get into the Romanoffs then, since we're talking about series here. The Romanoffs is a show created by the man, written, I think, and directed by the man who made Mad Men, Matthew Weiner. No.
Ooh.
Is it Matthew Weiner? Yeah, I think it's Matthew Weiner. Anywho, it's about a royal family called the Romanoffs. Obviously, it's based on a historical event. The Romanoffs were slaughtered by, I think it was the Germans. I don't recall. I missed the story.
Creator has favorite actress and actresses.
A lot of the people who are in Mad Men are in this show. Not a lot of them, but
big names.
Yeah, it's again Mad Men. It's just a bunch of there's recurring Mad Men actors in this. So basically, it's the story. Each episode it's not an anthology, but each episode is dedicated to a different descendant of a Romanoff. So they're not directly linked, but they're linked through blood. The same way like this story unfolds, you can see the same type of characteristics of the old Romanoffs in each of the characters they have, each with their own like motives, like continuing the line, or they're trying to escape the curse that is the Romanoffs curse, whatever the curse they believe it to be. Each episode with their own tone and pacing, not in a way that's different than Mad Men's in a way. Like it's still like a very character-driven, dialogue-heavy focus like show in each episode. But all of them, there's one that's like a freaking suspense/horror. It's the one with Christina Hendricks in it. And you're like, what the heck's happening around here? Then there's another one where the two characters go to Russia to adopt a Russian baby so they can still continue the line of the Romanoffs. And that one's a super tense the entire time because they're Americans going to Russia, being led by Russians, and everyone's giving them the eye. And you're like, these guys are going to die here, right? So watching through that is pretty exciting. Then there's some just stuff about family problems that are going on. All of it's just random little stories within the Romanoff chain. So it's each episode is very not very educational, but you get to learn about the person wherever they're living at, because each episode is like in a different location around the world. There's one in Mexico, there's one in London, another one in France, another one in Russia, like I mentioned earlier. Like they're all over the place, and you get shot beautifully. There's awesome scenes and awesome frames everywhere throughout the whole show. And then the actors, I mean, again, if you've seen Mad Men, you know they can deliver. A lot of them are brought in from the same show. So like Christina Hendricks is in it. John Slattery, I think is his name, the guy who played oh my god, what's his name in Mad Men?
Roger Sterling.
Roger Sterling and Mad Men's in it. One of the artists that came in later in the show, he's like a bigger dude, beard. He's in this as well. Guy who played what's his name is in this too. Oh my gosh, from
Yellow Jacket, I think his name.
Yes, he's in this from Ant-Man, and then also Dark Knight. He plays Two-Face.
Aaron
Eckhart. Yeah, he's in this as well. They all perform fantastic. There's a lot of French and subtitles and stuff. Like it feels very grounded because you're like, if they're in France, they speak in French, but sometimes, so you'll have to have the subtitles on, obviously, unless you know French. When they're in Mexico, there's people speaking.
Sorry, there's someone there. I was like, I'm looking at the TMDB page or whatever, and the one lady who plays. Okay, just said 8 episodes instead of what character she plays.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. A while I was looking at him and I was like, his face looks really familiar and I can't think of what it is. And I clicked and some of the stuff that I would have known him from, I'm like, I don't remember him being in those. And then I read his biography. It's his best known role. He is best known for his role in ER. And I was like, oh, okay, I know exactly who that is. Because I grew up watching that show all the time. I love that show.
You remember the season of Scrubs that doesn't exist?
Yes.
Yeah.
The main blonde lady is in this, apparently.
Yes. And she's in the same episode as the guy from Yellow Jacket is in.
Is that Carrie?
Yeah, Bichet?
I don't know how to say her last name.
Tim.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, it is her. She looked really familiar too, but I couldn't think of. I didn't scroll over far enough apparently to see. Because they're like every time you load the page, it's like, oh, the actors are just in a different order, and you click on them, and it's like, oh, their movie. Here's just a bunch of their movies.
There's a bunch of actors you've seen before, and they all perform great. So, again, I don't know if I can recommend this to everyone. This is like a particular people. If you enjoyed Mad Men's pacing, you enjoy the cult, like the actors that are in it. You enjoy. This is dialogue heavy for the most part. There's no like action packed sequences. Like it's just regular human drama. Nothing like, oh, we gotta go save the world from Thanos kind of stuff, But if you're into that, I highly recommend it. If you're not into the slower type, each episode's an hour and a half. They're each like in their own right, their own little mini movie. Like each episode, because again, they're linked. Like some characters are mentioned in between because they might know each other. Because again, descendants of the same family. But for the most part, you can watch them in almost any order. But then you'll miss some like nod of an earlier episode or some other, or like the characters will just be in the same scene somewhere in the background and you'll be like, oh. And that'll happen, so. Either way. Oh, Brian, also, who's in this? Remember in Fleabag, the boyfriend? The boyfriend of Fleabag. He leaves a dinosaur.
Oh, okay.
He's in this in the final episode, and he does phenomenal in it.
I don't know why you said boyfriend, and I kept thinking of the guy with the big teeth. I don't know why.
Oh, not him, no. Yeah. I thought you were going to mention the dude. No, I thought you were going to talk about the anal guy.
Oh, no. For me, I don't know why. You could have mentioned anyone, and the two people that come to mind immediately are the guy who plays Moriarty.
Yeah.
Aaron Scott, something Scott his name was. I looked it up. I don't want to be disrespectful. Hold on.
Yeah, I think last week when we reviewed season 2, we had to get his name because he does not miss, man. From what I've seen in him, he does not miss. That guy's a great actor.
Yeah, him and the tooth guy are the two people that come to mind every time.
Yeah. So you forget about Dinosaur and Anal Man.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
That guy's a great actor. Shout out to Andrew Scott. I knew it was an A in Scott. Shout out to him, dude. He doesn't watch this, but I respect him and his craft.
He probably does. We're at 2 million viewers at this point.
Oh shit!
So I'm sure he's one of them. Anywho, Romanoffs. Yes, I again, It's not a generic yes recommend. This is definitely like a niche. I don't know if it's niche or not, but like if you watch Mad Men and you're like, I love this pacing, I love the character dialogue, this is right up your alley. The way it's shot, the accuracy, and like, go ahead.
Are they gonna make more seasons?
No, I think it was just a mini series.
You're making me more attracted to the show, then.
But it's an hour and a half per episode.
How many episodes? 8?
No, 8. Yeah. Whoop. Sorry, I think it's 8. Let me double check. I don't want to lie to you. 8 episodes, yes.
I mean,
it's a mini series.
I mean, I gotta stick to my word and catch up to Better Call Saul. But after that, I don't know.
You should watch Better Call Saul. God, I love that shit. Can't wait for it to come back.
I'm still scared. I was gonna start it yesterday while like laying down or like right before I actually pretend to sleep. And I was like, I'm not ready. I'm gonna watch next, but
Better Call Saul is not trying to be Breaking Bad. Once you get that in your mind, because the show even presents itself like this, we're not trying to be Breaking Bad, and you just let it play how it plays, you'll love it. If you can consciously like, oh, Breaking Bad would have done this, then you're gonna hate it.
It's not that I'm comparing it to Breaking Bad. It's that because it's tied to it, I don't want if I think poorly of the show, I don't want it to like be a stain on that world that they made.
Well, that makes sense. That's your choice anyway. If you hate it, you can be like, okay, I know Better Call Saul I didn't like Better Call Saul, but I still love Breaking Bad. That's the thing. That's a personal choice. That's not a.
But in my head, it's gonna be like a smudge on Breaking Bad's record.
Okay,
that's the way
that's weird.
That's what my bitch ass is telling myself. That's why I haven't started it yet.
Okay.
But that is what I'm gonna watch next. I just have to actually like slap myself until I watch.
Okay. Yeah, I can't wait for Better Call Saul to come back. And that's my review for Romanoffs. Again, for the people who like Mad Men, it's same creator, more of it, but with different, obviously, stories and arcs and characters and stuff. But it feels right at home, I guess, would be the review for that. Randall, you saw something recent, a recent release. You can say you were outside the wire.
Oh man, this looked really good.
I saw the trailer for this too, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if this was any good. So, Randall, thank you for doing the journalistic work, and let me know what is up with Outside the Wire. I think Anthony Mackie's in it, and someone else.
What's his name? Oh, that's not who I thought that was. Never mind.
Go for it. Oof, it looks like he does not like it. His face is like,
It did not seem to do well on IMDb, it only got a 5.4.
Oof.
And its popularity, there's like a popularity thing, and it's plummeting.
Oof. Here we go. I need you to say something, Randall. Like your facial expression doesn't carry over to audio.
I don't recommend this movie.
Just period, flat. What was last week's? Hold on. He said the same thing, but he was really mad about an older movie. Which one was it? Give me a sec.
Whatever reason, anytime you guys try to think of a movie he didn't like, I just keep thinking about the one where like I tasted the period. I don't know why. That's the one movie, the alien one. You remember? I don't know if Randall's confused or the one where
this or Hellboy.
Tasted the period. What movie did you watch?
The one where they ended up being aliens and they were on the boat and he tasted the daughter's period.
Oh yeah.
When you guys are like, oh, what movie did he not like? I never seen the movie, but I see that scene. But that's all I gotta say. Continue.
Would you rather watch this or Hellboy?
Oh, that is the question I ask, I guess. I think this one probably.
I think that I don't remember Hellboy, so it's kind of. I think my brain is like forcefully deleted, whatever.
So not Hellboy then. So you'd rather watch this than Hellboy?
I'd rather not watch either one of them.
But the point of the question is you're watching one of them. So which is it gonna be? And I don't mean Randall like idle watching, like, oh, it's on and then you're on your phone. Like, you are now going to sit down and watch this film again. I know it's neither, Randall, but you got to pick one. What's the lesser below? That's not a good term for this.
The thing is that I haven't seen. There's a large majority of Hellboy I have not seen.
Oh, because you stopped like part way.
Yeah.
So it sounds like this is the answer because you sat through all of this.
But it's like, is the unknown of Hellboy worth watching than watching this movie?
Oh,
because I haven't seen what's on the other side.
Then flip a coin is the answer for you, Kelsey, because he has no idea. For all he knows, Hellboy, like the last 2 acts, are fantastic.
That would definitely be a curveball.
Yep.
Now I feel like I need to watch the new Hellboy just so that I can be like,
just so we can get
watch it. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it.
Spider-Man though.
I mean, everything is always subjective, so you might watch it and might like it, or you might not think it's that bad. But as far as this movie is concerned, I'm trying to think of something positive to say about it.
The acting title. Do you like the title?
No.
Outside the Wire.
No,
you don't feel it.
Mm-mm.
When did it come out? 2021. How's this year been for you? Do you like that it came out this year?
I don't want to go as far as to say that I regret watching it, but you know what it feels like, and this is no disrespect to Anthony. What's his name?
Mackie. Anthony Mackie is the Falcon.
Sorry, I think he's a good actor, but I felt like this was like it just felt like it was like his audition tape to replace Captain America.
So he was doing Captain America stuff throughout this movie?
So he's not, in the movie, he's not human.
Okay.
He's, I forget what he called it, but basically he's like an android.
Oh, so he's in the Wire. He's trying to get outside.
Well, the Wire is a location.
Oh.
That everyone is like a safe zone.
Okay.
So anything outside the Wire is hostile territory.
Like being banished or something, or
no. It's like whoever they're fighting. I don't want to give away too much. Okay,
that's fine. That's fair.
But whoever they're
with Banos.
Okay.
No.
Just keep.
But I'm just say hostile people, like other military.
Gotcha. Like other branches and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bokter Boom.
No.
Oh.
No supernatural stuff.
Okay.
Punisher?
No. So basically he's an android, which means he has superhuman strength, speed, and all that stuff like that. And the reason why I say it feels like a Captain America audition is because that's pretty much what it was. It was just pretty much him doing Captain America stuff without the shield.
Oh, okay.
At least that's how it felt.
Okay. Did you happen to see the Falcon trailer?
Yeah, I saw it.
Speaking of which, do you think it fits him? Because he was doing Captain America stuff there.
Not really.
You don't like it?
No. I mean, like he wasn't. I don't feel like he was doing Captain America stuff.
Okay.
Because it seemed more like Falcon stuff.
Okay.
With the flying under.
But he was doing some stuff with the shield. Watch it again.
Only thing I see him do with the shield was throw it at a tree.
Yeah.
That was it.
That's what. What do you think Captain America does? He just throws the shield.
He does more than that.
Everybody knows he hates the planet.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what else to say about this movie, man. I mean, do you want to know what it's about?
At least the premise, yeah. You can give the.
So the premise is basically this guy who's in the military.
Okay.
He's a drone operator. He's a person
like military drone that you can go and like survey stuff. Yeah. Go ahead, Brian.
Do me a favor, give us a passionate reenacting like you've done before in the past.
No, it's not.
I can't because I don't feel anything for this.
Yeah,
movie.
If he's not passionate about it.
Well, he's done it for movies he hates, so I was like, maybe...
He said, first of all, the gun isn't cocked as long as you think it is. So, like, he's not going to give you that kind of passion. Go ahead.
But the movie is centered around a guy who's in the military, and he's a drone operator. He's one of the drone operators that have actual weaponry on it. So he can do drone strikes. It's not just for recon.
Okay. Brian's gonna type something. No, just go ahead.
So, basically, he ends up disobeying the order. And then the order gets him in trouble that he disobeyed, and then he gets sent to Anthony Mackie's character. He finds out that Anthony Mackie is not a human being, but he's an android.
Yes.
So Anthony Mackie's character, I'm just gonna say Anthony, requested him to go on this job or task or whatever you want to call it.
This joint op or something.
Yeah. So of course it's the classic, I was told that we're going to do this, but we're really going to do this. It was one of those situations, and
then the mission begins.
It's just pointless, man.
Got it. So that's pretty much the premise. They end up together and they go through a mission together.
You know what it feels like? It feels like if your girl was baking a cake.
Okay.
She said, Anthony, I need you to go to the store and get me some milk and eggs.
Okay.
And then when you come back, she's like eating chicken and have no intentions on baking the cake whatsoever.
Oh, so you're like, why the fuck?
Why did you even send me to go? Why? Like, why?
Yeah.
That's what this movie feels like. His reason for doing what he did, logically, it makes sense, but it was just not a good story.
It wasn't set up in that way where that's where his motive was.
I don't know. Very rarely do I say I don't care. When I'm talking about movies.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty accurate. That's not something I say. That's like something Bryant would say.
Yeah.
I didn't care.
You just didn't care. Got it. It was just throwaway.
It was pointless. The story was pointless. The plot was pointless. The action was entertaining.
Okay. So some good sequences.
It wasn't cheesy.
Was it like CGI heavy, or was it like just like hand-to-hand
it was
combat?
like Captain America stuff. Okay. It was like some dude kicking the crap out of a bunch of people, and I mean there was some cool moments. The choreography was pretty good, but it wasn't like, I don't know if it's like
not the Raid.
Nah.
Yeah. Okay.
Nah. They don't shoot stuff like that in America when it comes
just in case. I'm just saying, I don't know.
Yeah, man, I don't know. So like I said, he goes on
the mission, does whatever,
and I don't feel like talking.
All right. That's fine. That's a hard pass. I don't recommend this. Yeah, no. Hard pass. No problem.
I think Anthony Mackie did his job as an actor.
He did what he could with what he had.
I don't think it was his fault at all. I think he did a good job at what he was given. Someone gave him lemons, he made lemonade.
Got it. It's just the foundation of that screenplay or whatever, which is not it. Got it.
At least I wasn't feeling it. Other people might be feeling it.
Okay.
Especially like seeing him be Falcon and seeing his potential and what he can do under like
with good chemistry and like good dialogue. He's got it. Yeah.
It just
was not it. Okay, hey, that's fair. Anthony Mackie, you still good, man. All right, it's not.
Yeah, this is definitely not like, to me, in my opinion, this is not anything against him. Like he was still like compelling on screen. He wasn't boring.
It's not necessarily the actors. It's either the direction or the script is just terrible.
Mm-hmm.
The story was just.
There's nothing you can do when the script is just terrible or the director is just terrible. I mean, even the best actors can only do so much.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
The story was just bad.
Gotcha. I guess since we're in the movie mode, I'll go to my movie here. Promising Young Woman. Came out December 25th. The story about a girl who, I guess, I'll give you guys the trailer plot. That way you guys don't like, what? Anywho, she pretends to be a drunken ass person at a club by herself and then gets picked up by whatever sleazy man that picks her up and sees how far that man will if that man will try to take advantage of her. If he does, she snaps into, because she's not really drunk, I don't know, just snaps out of her act and then just does what she needs to do afterwards to the man who's trying to take advantage. Now, watching the trailer for this movie, you'd think, Slim Jim? I don't know why Javi put Slim Jim. I don't know if he got me. But watching the trailer for this movie, you think she goes around killing the men. So that's where you're like, okay, that's what it hooked me. That's why I added it to my backlog, and we ended up watching it. So I'm like, let's watch this. That doesn't happen. So spoilers on that. She doesn't go around killing people. But it's like her bringing awareness of an issue that happened in her life and a friend of hers life beforehand, and then brings it up to these men in a way. It's still menacing and like, is she gonna kill me or am I gonna get reported or kind of thing? Like, there's still a sense of danger when she snaps out of her fake act and catches the men trying to take advantage, obviously. But then the story doesn't revolve around her doing that always. It's her living with what other people did to a close friend of hers. So, like, I don't want to spoil it because it actually has a pretty decent twist at the end anyway.
This is Promising Young Woman, is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
This has some big names in it.
Yeah, there's a comedian in there too. You know who Bo Burnham is?
Bo Burnham, yeah.
Yeah. He's really good in this.
But like Allison Brie, Clancy Brown, Jennifer Coolidge, Laverne Cox.
I was trying to figure out where I've seen. I think this is the main character. I don't know. Cassandra, is that the main character?
Yes, Cassie.
Carey Mulligan.
I was trying to remember where I've seen her from, and yeah, she's apparently from Great Gatsby and Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pride and Prejudice.
So the writing, phenomenal. Great quirks between the characters. Performances, great again. The plot starts off fine. It stays off and like, okay, and then a twist happens and it gets more and more interesting. And then the finale hits you with like a, what? Is this really how it ends? Okay, we get it, watch. We get it. And that's probably like an ending I haven't seen before, where they commit to... It's one of those, once you get near the ending, you're like, no, this isn't really happening. It's going to flash back. It's just fake. This isn't happening. And you're like, no, it's not. This is an ending here, right? Like, how is there still more? And then the more happens, and then it ends. And you're like, okay, there's resolution, but not in the way you thought it was going to be. So I definitely recommend Promising Young Woman. The ending can be a bit, not controversial, is not the word I want to say, because it's not like a whoa, you know, but it's like you're going to hate it or love it. The ending, I would imagine. But again, it's movie with very... Go ahead.
Is this like a hate it or love it, kind of like the end of Dragon Ball Super, or is this a different type?
I was torn. Like, yeah, pretty much, because at Super, I was torn, obviously. Because I'm like, oh my God, the safety net. But then I'm like, but it was a good safety net because it was 17. So I'm like, it's both. It can go either way. So for me, you're either going to love it. I guess no, it's not love or hate it. You're either, I don't know how to explain the ending. You'll either fucking like understand why they did it or not understand, but like, no, this is fucking trash.
I have one question.
Go for it.
Why is it called Promising Young Woman?
Because she was a promising, okay, so I guess for more backstory, she was a med student who was acing everything. Like, she was going to the best doctor there was probably going to be. Until said situation happened and she dropped out. And went back to living with her mom and Pop's place, and then she started doing the thing she's doing now. Which is just catching men trying to take advantage of women. Drunk women, specifically. You know what I'm talking about, what I mentioned earlier. So like she was she had the trajectory for her was going to be just pure success in her field in that field, you know. Until the things happen, and the movie has a good way of slowly uncovering what was happening, what happened, until bam, the hard evidence is there. Until like, this is what happened, and then you're like, oh fuck, and then that's when the third act comes up and it just keeps escalating to the point where it's not escalating, it just goes, oh, we're in the big leagues now. This is about to happen, and then it happens, and you're like, whoa, what? Like, that's when the twist happens, and you're like, oh, but this is how it ends? And then there's a little bit more, and it's like, oh, okay, it ended, but there's resolution here, but I don't know how to feel. Like, did we win, you know?
I have another question.
Go for it.
You know what type of person I am when it comes to women.
Yeah.
You love ass play.
Okay. You aren't gonna see anything too disturbing. That's what you're asking. It plays with it and it gets real close to something disturbing, but it doesn't do anything like you. It's not like adults only or like it's nothing like that. But there is like imagination at play. That makes sense?
Will it mess me up psychologically?
I don't think so, because it's stories you've heard before. If that makes sense, like people think, oh, that drunk chick, and and think like, or whatever gets passed around, and like. It's dark stuff, but it's nothing that they'll visualize it for you. It's stuff that they'll let you think of what's going on. And
sometimes that's the worst, though.
I guess. So maybe.
Because you usually think, at least I do, I usually end up picking up the worst possible thing.
A lot of it is like the stuff that I watched, I wanted to go through the screen and punch the fuck out of the dude. Like I want to just legit like fight the people. Obviously, they're just actors reenacting whatever scope, but I wanted to fight them. That's how cringe and like you fucking dirty.
Do you feel justice was served?
That's what I'm saying. The ending of this is like yes, but no. Because at what cost? And it's like, what? And you get to see it. It sounds weird, I know, but it just for like the last part, I'm like, okay, that last twist, there's something I haven't seen, and way of getting justice, if that makes sense. Like she's a smart girl. Like she knows what she's doing, clearly. But it's like, what the hell? I recommend it. It came out like I said, Christmas of last year. So I enjoyed it. They had great dialogue to keep the story floating as more and more of the history was unraveled. Through more dialogue, it's not just like, oh, a flashback.
Apparently, this movie's 1 hour and 53 minutes. Does it ever feel like it's taken too long?
I don't think so, because when we watched it, I was having a great time watching. Obviously, there's some like dark moments and stuff. Like I said, I just wanted to fight the fucking persons. But it's a good enough pace where I wasn't looking at the clock. If that makes sense. Like I'm like, oh damn, this is still happening. I was like, oh shit, what's about to happen next? Because she's on a crusade here. So you're like, where does this end? I don't know. I recommend it. It was definitely like, okay, the thing that's like 50-50 for me, for you guys to recommend at the ending is you might. I liked everything. The ending, up to the ending, that's where it gets question mark. Do I love this, or do I like, okay, it was clever? Or do I just like, I don't know. I don't even know how to feel yet. Because I just saw it like, what was it, yesterday or the day before? I think it was Saturday. Definitely Saturday. So I'm still like, it's still sitting with me. That's definitely one to check out. Now, Randall, your last one here. Life in a Year. What is that? Who's in it? What's it about?
I think this is... Let me think. I think this might be the best movie I've seen so far since this year started.
Did it come out in December?
No.
No, wait. It came out in 2020?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
So then I retract my statement.
Jaden's in it.
Yeah.
Jeez, the reviews on this don't seem to be flattering.
They don't agree with him then?
No.
It got a 5.5 out of 10.
I don't look at that rating. You go to I go to Rotten Tomatoes. IMDb has a weird rating system. I don't really follow IMDb's.
Rotten Potatoes?
Yeah. When did this come out? Again? November. It came out in
Brazil though, so maybe it came out this year.
Oh, perhaps.
Let me see for you. You can keep talking and I'll look at it.
Go for it. Talk about it. I didn't know Jaden was doing movies again.
Yeah. I don't know where to start.
The premise.
I'm just gonna start out by saying I definitely recommend this movie.
Okay.
Because I tend to be what do you call it? Mr. Kumbaya.
Mr. Kumbaya, yeah.
Oh.
You say slut, Brian? Slut.
So this movie is about Jaden Smith's character is kind of like the character you just mentioned in your last movie or your previous movie. He's on a straight and narrow. Mm-hmm. His family seems to be mid to upper class.
Okay, so he's got some help there.
His parents didn't always used to be like they worked hard to get to where they're at.
Okay.
So his father has him on this schedule, this goal, like really strict goal of keeping his grades up really high, being on the track team. He holds the record in the state. Oh, so okay. He goes running every morning, and his father times him, and if he's slow, he tells him to run the whole thing again.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about around the track. I'm talking about he runs around the city.
Oh shit! Okay.
So that just gives you an idea what type of lifestyle he has at home. It's very strict, very rigid,
very regiment. Yeah. Focus.
It's all being driven by his father.
Okay. His mom does not so much.
The mother is neutral. The mother wants her son to be happy and successful at the same time she supports her husband.
Yeah.
So she's not like you need to do everything your father say. She's more like, this will give you a bright future, but at the same time, I want my son to be happy. She plays that role.
Yeah.
So basically, what ends up happening is that, and his main goal, his father wants him to get into Harvard. So that's like one of the big points of like where he's going as far as like his goals is concerned. So he ends up running into this girl, him and his friends.
Yeah.
They go to a concert. He meets this girl, which is, I forget the actress's name, but he meets her during that night, and he's immediately attracted to her.
Cara Delevingne?
Yeah, upon seeing her. And during one of his runs in the morning around the city, he happens to run past this ice cream store, and she's in there working.
Okay.
So he calls his boys, and then they all meet up with him. Mind you, they're in high school.
Yeah, okay.
Going towards college. So he calls his boys, for like more support. And he's like, what should I do? Blah, blah, blah. So, of course, you always have that one friend that's just like, let's just go in there now.
Yeah.
So they go in there, whatever. And long story short, he ends up talking to her or whatever. And
you go in there head first, Randall.
He asks her out. Of course, she says no, but then he wins her over in some like quirky way or whatever.
Yep.
And it gets really, really good is when they go on their first date. Because she's like, I don't know how you would describe her.
Quirky?
She's like very liberal. Like it's like whatever. You know what I mean? Like she's not. He's very by the book, and she's very like
not what book?
Wherever the chips fall.
Yeah.
Her main point is like living life.
Oh.
And not like letting things pass by.
The kumbaya person. Got it.
Who?
Her.
I don't know. That's definitely not kumbaya.
Free spirit.
Yeah, the free spirit. Yeah, that's a kumbaya person.
No.
Okay.
That's not kumbaya. At least not to me.
Okay.
But I don't think kumbaya is. But Anthony tainted it by calling you kumbaya. Kumbaya is like, when I hear that, I think of Woodstock 99 or something like that.
I think what he means when he uses kumbaya is like the person who always tries to see the good in everything rather than taking things for what they are. Is that what you mean?
That's all in everything. Everything you just said, all in one thing is kumbaya.
Okay.
That girl's like the free spirit.
So that girl is not like that. Like she will rob somebody or like she's very edgy.
Okay.
Like when he meets her, she's breaking into a concert.
Okay.
So anyway, they go on their first date, and of course she doesn't call it a date. This dude comes up and he's like in a suit, like it looks like an Armani suit.
Damn.
And she's like in jean shorts, a hoodie, and some like Converses.
She's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "What do you mean? What am I doing?"
Yeah, that's pretty much how it kind of went. So he ends up going on a date with her. He had one plan to take her to like a really nice, expensive, like 5-star restaurant.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, just make her right here, and she takes him to one of her spots, which is like sitting outside eating like
chili
sloppy
dogs.
joes and whatever. And he's like looking at the food because, of course, he's on a regimen. His lifestyle is very different, so he looks at the food like it's trash. But she's like telling him it's good. So he's like, he's picking through the food like he's defusing a bomb.
Because it's not good for him. That's because that regimen stuff that he's talking about. He's probably eating grass and some fucking I don't know, supplements or something. I don't know what his dad got.
So every time after the date, because she doesn't really she's not interested.
Yeah.
Not really. But he's very interested in her. So every time at the end of the day, he's like, one more. And she'd say whatever. She won't even look at him. She'd just go in the house and be like, whatever. So then it's a montage of them going on dates. And at the end of every date,
one more?
Yeah, it's like one more. And to the point where she starts saying one more. Because at this point, she's like, she can tell that he's genuinely interested in her. So you actually see them get closer. I call it a montage, but it's not like one of those montages where it's
with
like,
Rocky.
Yeah, it's not like, or like the one in Cyberpunk. It's a good montage.
Okay.
So the thing is that she has cancer.
Okay.
Damn.
It sounds like the Rick and Morty episode again.
So, oh man. So basically, that's the rest of the movie is him
dealing with that. Now he knows
because he finds out. The way he finds out is that they get into a little argument because they've been dating for a while.
Yeah.
And he tells her that he loves her.
Yeah.
And she's already in her mind like, you can't love me because she knows that she only has a year to live. So in an argument, she rips off her wig and shows that she's bald.
Because she's going through chemo.
Yeah. So of course he's startled by it, but it doesn't like
he's like, oh, and runs away or anything.
No, he still loves her. He's just like, I didn't expect you to catch me with the just frame real quick. Like I wasn't expecting that. But he still pursued her or whatever.
How he says he vomits instantly.
And then the rest of the movie is just them. He divided the plan of like everything they should do while she's alive. So he has like this huge wall of like things they're basically like check marks.
Okay.
All the things she wants to do, things that she hasn't experienced, blah, 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 all that stuff like that.
Do the dad get involved in any way? Because if he's in a strict regimen, I would imagine that'd be a problem.
The father finds out.
Okay.
And it's not good.
Yeah, okay. That's all I wanted to make sure. Because you talked about him in the beginning and then no mention of him. So I'm like, did they just delete his dad?
Everybody is still in the movie and they interact with the situation. It's very realistic.
Okay.
It's so realistic that the father reacts the way a father that acts like that in real life continues to act like that through the rest of the movie. It's not like one of those Hollywood movies where the father is real rigid and then all of a sudden he switches and he becomes very soft and consoling, and he's not like that. I mean, he does care about his son, but he acts like a real father would act in real life.
Okay.
So anyway, basically the rest of the movie is just about him dealing with that, dealing with the issue with his father, and the girl, and like all this different stuff that they go through. Like she helps him discover a passion that he didn't even realize he was passionate about. He of course he has issues with going to college because then he kind of like, I wouldn't say he really slacks off, but he's like now distracted. He's not as focused as he used to be. But at the end of the day, it's not something that he passionately wanted. He was just doing it because his father told him to.
Yeah.
But the movie is very emotional because you get to see them get closer and closer. You get to see them go through the ups and downs of her getting sick and getting better and getting sick. And it's 3 moments in that movie where I literally cried, bro.
Oh, snap.
I'm not talking about like
holding
straight,
it in.
I'm not talking about straight fit. Like, you know how like Coco brought you to the edge of the cliff?
Yeah, but like a wind would have knocked you over.
Not even a wind. If somebody would have took their finger and did like that and tapped you on your back,
you would have fell.
That's it. That's the breaking point.
Yeah.
This movie was like somebody grabbed you by the shoulders and threw you off the cliff.
Oh shit.
Yo, I cried 3 times, bro.
Oh dang, that's heavy.
3 times. And it was tough, man. It was really, really tough. Like I was like every time that I cried, it got worse and worse. Like the first time was more like an anger, hurt, tears. And the other 2 times got more and more emotional to like the last one. I was like,
it's over.
I'm surprised you didn't hear me.
Oh no, I didn't hear it.
I wasn't like sobbing, but I was like, no, I was, but you know how like when someone cries, it's like loud, like really profusely crying. Yeah, it wasn't like that, but it was like I was sobbing.
Okay,
like
was I here?
My face was wet. And I was sniffling.
Oh,
and I was like the whole breath thing. Like I was doing that jump.
Oh, I wasn't. I don't think I was here. I would have heard that.
No, it was late. It was you and Juniana was here. It was like at maybe 4 a.m. I was watching this movie.
Oh, I was sleeping.
That's what I'm saying.
So there's no way you.
So I'm just saying you were here, but I'm like, you know. Anyway, yeah, man. Like it was. Oh my god, it's the worst. It's the worst, bro. Like, I think the actor and actresses did a great job as far as like
hitting those emotional
delivering those emotions and making them look very realistic. Like Jaden Smith had you like you could tell he was so hurt that you know how when someone's crying and they're angry that their bottom lip and their chin starts quivering and shaking. Like he had that jump down. Like
he had the Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everything that he was feeling during those moments, it's like how I would feel and how I would react. Maybe that's why it hit me so hard. But she was lovable, man. That also contributed to why it was so hard to see what she went through.
Did she have parents at all through this, or like?
Yo, man, it's layers. It's layers of issues, man. It's not just like
an ogre.
It's just not like dude finds girls have sickness and now they had issues. It's like he has the arc of dealing with his future and his father. Yeah. She has the arc of dealing with her illness and her family situation. Her family situation. And then she had the issue of dealing with him. Like it's just so much, man. It was to me, it was a really, really good movie. That jump hit me so hard, bro. Like I cannot imagine going through that with someone that I love, like a wife or a girlfriend or something like. Oh my god, bro! Like, and the last act, like even all the way to the very end of the movie was
Niagara Falls.
If anybody watches this movie, and their face isn't wet at the end of the movie, they are completely dead.
Inside? Okay.
Inside. I mean, pitch black, dark, dead. Dead. Like, you shouldn't even be considered human at that point.
Oh, this is my test. This is it. I could be a robot.
Challenge, except Anthony, you're going to cry.
All right. I'm not saying I'm not. I'm just saying this is my test. All right. Do I have to be sitting there and dry free? So as long as I finish it dry, I'm good.
If you finish that movie, if a tear does not roll down your face,
I can do that
from beginning to end.
I can do that. But then later that night when I'm in the shower, Niagara Falls, Tears in the Rain. You've seen Blade Runner?
But no, see, part of the bet is you can't not force yourself not to cry. You have to just be.
Okay.
That's the real challenge.
Okay, you
just have to be, dude.
Yeah, the fucking coppers don't give a fuck about us.
About us.
I get that. Have you ever seen the movie The Big Sick?
The Big Sick?
Yes.
No, that sounds like a porn.
That sounds like a very similar situation, but that one actually made me cry. And that's a very similar situation, except it was a cult. He's the guy who's in. He's a comedian, Indian. He's now in Marvel's Eternals.
Oh,
I think
I know who you're talking about. He got buff.
Yes, Brian, the one that's in the movie with Batista. This guy.
Fuck, his name's like right there.
He got buff. K. He got like Super Diesel.
His last name starts with a K.
Hold on, Brian. Let me look it up real quick. His first name is this K. Kumail Nanjiani. I'm sorry if I mispronounced. It says Kumail. Kumail, and then Nanjiani.
Yeah, he's the dude from Stuber.
Yes, the guy from Stuber. Thank you. But
he got jacked.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get in the Marvel camp. Mm-hmm. They make you work out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, The Big Sick. I saw that on an air. That's back when I was traveling a bunch for work, and I saw that on the plane ride, and my dumb ass was just crying in the plane.
It's about a similar story?
Very similar, except it's a coma patient.
Oh, wow.
If I'm not mistaken, it's a coma patient. But that was really good. Because I saw him as a comedian. So like before that, so I'm like, okay, it was just like a funny thing. And it is funny because he's really funny in it. But in the heavy parts hit hard.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh shit.
I feel like comedians would probably, if they actually experimented more, I think they'd be really good drama actors.
Yeah. Ray Romano's in The Big Sick, and he does fantastic in the drama part too. Like
Jim Carrey.
And Jim Carrey did great in Eternal Sunshine.
Even, I mean, he's not the best actor, but in Louis, when there was big scenes, he did well.
Yeah, he held his own. Even in Horace and Pete. He did fantastic in that. There was heavy parts in Horace and Pete.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the what happens when you don't move upward? It's sideways.
The lateral?
What they call it?
Lateral move, yeah.
I feel like that's a lateral move. I feel like somehow it's like a similar talent.
I can see that because, I mean, especially if you have the skills of improv, like being a comedian is tough as shit, and especially if you like get heckled or stuff, or you have to think of things right off the bat, and the comedians can do that. They practice that improv. Abby said he never cried, but then Brian asked him about that one time. He said maybe. Well, then there you go, Javi. You can probably watch it and not feel anything, but I'm not saying I can't. I'll probably cry, but if the challenge was be dry through the movie, I can do that. Knowing that I need to be dry, I can do that, no problem. But then in the shower later, dead.
I could probably do it without trying, but I wouldn't try not to cry. If it happens, I've never cried in a movie, so if this did it, then I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's a first.
Coco almost took that fucking thing from you.
I literally, if it lasted 1 second longer,
over.
I told you, I went to the bathroom, my eyes were literally blood. You know the first episode of Cowboy Bebop where they keep those eyes open? That's what my eyes look like.
Yeah. That just slaps, bro. It's a knock. Oh, okay. So yeah, I might have that in my backlog, and I'll just watch that sometime.
So do you recommend this movie, Randall?
Yeah, remember he said he that's the best movie he's seen for this year, but he found out it was last year.
Yeah, but
it's the
reason you didn't want to recommend La La Land is because it made you sad. Didn't this make you sad?
I think he was just frustrated with the ending.
La La Land was frustrating because I felt like it was a stupid reason to not be together. It was more anger and frustration. This was like,
so you were angry because there was a solution there. Where here you're fighting cancer. Like there's no
unless there's some sort of medical breakthrough. There's no. You just you're literally watching somebody that you're in love with die every day, getting worse and worse. Like it's not like progressive over years. It's like rapid.
Yeah.
To the point where, like, by the end of the movie, she couldn't even walk.
Yeah. I mean, did it say what type of cancer specifically? Or no?
I think they did. I just don't remember.
That's fine. I don't know what.
And it was it was so sad because it was a guy, like when she would go get chemo.
Yeah.
There was a guy who had colon cancer. They had a nickname for him, but I can't remember what it was. It was something a little funny or whatever. But anyway, the point is that him and her, because they had known each other for so long, and the guy was older, but they had known each other for so long that they had made a bet on who was going to kick it first. Oh, so shit. one of the times where
she went back,
Jaden is with her, like he's sitting next to her as if she's doing chemo, and he asks, he's like, "Where's so and so?" And he's like, "He won the bet." That part was. I mean, it wasn't like that didn't make me cry, but that just hit hard because it's like it was supposed to be like a lighthearted joke, but at the end, when you think about it, it's like he's dead.
Yeah.
That jump was.
I mean, if you're on a spree of wanting to cry, I got some movies for you, Randall.
Nah.
All right, like if you want, you go watch The Farewell.
I didn't even. Did you ever watch 5 Feet Apart?
Not yet. That's the one with the kid from Riverdale, right?
I think so.
You ever seen The Boy in the Striped Pajamas?
I've never even heard of these movies.
The 5 Feet Apart, I think it's Jughead is in the movie, and he's like with some other patient. I forgot what it was.
Cole Sprouse.
Wait,
but I think that's Jughead.
Oh, but he has Riverdale. Yeah, but he also has a twin brother that looks just like him. So
Dylan Sprouse.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I forgot. I think Janana told me or someone told me.
Yeah, Sweet Life of Zach and Cody was them two. They were the main characters on that Disney show.
Got it. I can give you some if you want to. You want some tear jerkers, you know?
I didn't even know that it was gonna hit that hard, man. I didn't.
That's the best. That's
I
like
knew
drama
that it was
is
like
the best. Okay?
I knew it was a movie about a girl with cancer.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just didn't.
You didn't put together that girl with cancer is gonna end with some tears.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what I thought. I just know that the girl had cancer from looking at the trailer.
Yeah.
And I saw the trailer a long time ago. Not that long ago, but considerably a while ago.
Okay.
And I just remember when I saw it pop up, I was like, oh, I'll give this a shot.
Okay.
And yeah, man, that jump was. I'm glad I watched it. I'm glad I decided to watch it. I don't know.
Yes, because
I don't know what else to tell you, man. Like the movie is really, really good. To me, it was really, really good. Like again, like this is all subjective, so you guys might be like, oh, you know, it was all right, but to me, it hit me pretty hard. Because yeah, I'm kind of a sap when it comes to like being in love and all that stuff like that, and that's like the worst thing to go through is when you're in love with somebody and you. Because his character, the way he explained it was like he's never felt this way for anybody. So this was like a whole new experience.
Because he's always been regimented and it's always been book focused.
And you get to see her affect him in like his life in a positive way. Mm-hmm. Like she introduced him to certain feelings that he didn't even know
he was capable of.
Yeah, or that he loved things that he didn't even know he loved. It's weird because it's like we as humans do that. Sometimes we are like robots and we like keep doing the same thing over and over and over. And we don't realize that there are certain things that we actually are passionate about, but we kind of like push them to the side because we're so focused on what's going on over here.
Okay.
So it was like, it was cool, man. It was really cool. Because you got to see them affect each other's lives, you know? And I thought the actors and actresses did such a good job at conveying like emotion and you can feel them like that they truly cared for each other, you know.
Gotcha.
Especially as the movie progressed on.
And they got closer and closer.
Yeah. So, oh man. That job was rough. It was.
I believe it. I've seen some tough shit. So. In movies and in real life. So yeah, like I get that. So that's a hell yeah recommended then from you.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That's like I'm willing to go as far as to say this is probably like in my top 10 movies of all time.
What the hell? Okay. Yeah. So I hit that resonated.
I'm gonna wait a bit before I watch it.
Okay. That's fair. Resonated with him. All right. All right, now I'll end some review here with a quick. It's music. Last week, Sofia Valdes. I never heard of her before, but me scrolling through the new releases that week, I liked her cover art. It was just her sitting on like some sort of lawn chair. It was bright pink. I couldn't see her face at all. I'm like, whatever. They clicked on it. Only like 5 songs on it. Vocalist, great. It's not like any like Adele stuff with high pitched stuff. It's just. And what is it, Brian? Like they're talking to us, if that makes sense. There's singing involved, but it's not like high octaves, if that makes sense. The first song on that EP is by far miles ahead of the rest. It's my favorite song on there. I think it's Handful of Water. Mm-hmm. And then second is Oceans Away, which I like the most. And the rest are actually really good tracks. It's just it didn't quite make the liked list. You know what I'm saying? The liked song playlist. But the first track and last track I stand by. Those are really good tracks. And Handful of Water is like miles ahead. It's by the way the instrumentals, the way she weaves in and out of the instrumental, like her rhythm, and the chorus is catchy. It's not her yelling. It's just soothing, great track. The rest of them, the rest of the tracks, the in betweens, the bookends, they're slower. Where like the first one and the second one kind of have a little. It's not upbeat. It's like mid beat. You know, it's not low beat, upbeat, just mid beat. You know. Brian gets it. He knows. That's why he's looking at me.
Wait, you saying like tempo wise, or you saying content?
Both.
So you would just say like mid tempo.
Mid tempo, sure, bro. You got the terminology. I got the feelings. You know what I'm saying? I know what it felt like. I heard it through my ears, and I'm like, oh. So, you know, you tell me what it's called. So yeah, mid tempo stuff for the most part. Not for the most part, for the bookend ones, and then slower stuff for like the 3 tracks in the middle. Which again, good stuff with content. The writing's pretty good, and again, vocals, soothing voice. It's nothing like you're not yet. It's not Shakira and Girls Like Me. I hate that chorus so much. That's why I brought it up. What could have been a dynamite track, Randall. Great instrumental. will.i.am's out there doing some crazy stuff, and then she goes and fucking ruins it, making some obnoxious fucking bird call. Have you heard this song, Brian?
Which one?
I think it's Girls Like Me with will.i.am or maybe the Black Eyed Peas. I think it's the Black Eyed Peas featuring Shakira, and it's like Girls Like Me, and she just ruins that chorus.
I probably stood away from it.
Can you do me a favor and just listen to it? I want you to, because my ears were bleeding, so I need yours to bleed too.
Right now?
Yes, right now. It should be in the first.
What's it called?
I think it's Girl Like Me. Your instrumental, you're just like, okay. The first verse, you're like, okay, it's gonna be a banger. And then she goes, no, Anthony, remember my name is Shakira.
What? Girl Like Me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, with the Black Eyed Peas?
Yeah.
It wasn't. I think it was terrible.
I don't. I've heard this
again,
song, so I don't know.
I might just have a bad.
I think I listened. I think I tuned.
Brian just got to the part. Brian just got to the part. I just saw his face. He just got it. That's the chorus, Brian. That repeats throughout the song. If that face you made, he's on my team on it. I got it. We're good. I got one of you guys.
I think I'd have to listen to it again because I remember the music video, but I was like, "What is this?" And then I saw will.i.am in it. And I was like, okay, like when his part was up, I was good.
Yes.
But then I don't really remember her part. I just remember seeing her. So I may have just blacked out her part. Was like, okay, will.i.am's got it. Let's do this.
Yes. I'm telling you, the rest of that song is fantastic. It's a great hit, pop hit. And then Brian heard it again. He just got to the chorus. And you hear her going like, what are you doing?
What did she do?
She just yelps. It's like a yelp.
Is it like Oko whatever when she's doing the
probably
she's just...
That's literally what it is. I'm like, what makes me mad is like Black Eyed Peas just said, yeah, it's fine, we'll run with it. I would have been like, we're not doing that on this track. I'd be like, no. Yeah, Brian looks like he can't hear anymore because that's how bad it was. He lost his sense of hearing.
It's such a disappointment. The rest of the song, even her verse is normal.
Yes, I know. That's why I was so tight, Randall.
I think if it was playing at like a function or something, I would purposely start a conversation when the chorus came out. But the rest of it, I would be fine with playing.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like, you have to hear it. But when you hear the instrumental and then like the verses, I'm like, oh, okay, this is gonna be like a decent pop song.
Why didn't they get a Brazilian artist? This sounds like something you'd hear like in Brazil.
I agree. Anywho.
She's even doing Brazilian dances.
Because Shakira can do it. That sound she makes, that's probably like native Brazilian, dude. Mm-hmm. Oh my god! Every time I hear that song, I can't. It plays in the gym, and every time I hear the instrument, I'm like, I'm gonna like the first like 30 seconds of this, and then I'm gonna be in tight mode, and I'm gonna go lift something because now I have the energy to do it because I'm so fucking angry at it. Oh my god, man, she does this every time. Every fucking time. Anywho, now that I had my rant for the day,
dude.
Hey, me neither. Anywho,
the worst part is like there's layers to this. So it was recorded.
Yes.
No one said anything.
No one said nothing.
It was mixed. No one said anything. It was mastered. No one said anything. There was a producer there, I'm assuming, throughout the whole process. Didn't say anything once. The label heard it.
Yes.
No one said anything.
My god.
It's a lot of people.
They probably wanted more Gokus and Dragon Ball. That's probably who signed off on this.
And like it's not like the Yoko Ono where it was a live performance and you just have to keep your composure and not just decker like.
I think it was Bill Burr had a segment of that
he made when Yoko Ono like just under the mic.
I think there's a video or like an audio thing of Bill Burr talking about that, and it's fucking hilarious.
It is. Yeah, Bill Burr does a great job with it.
He like commentates over it happening, and he is just tearing that shit apart, and it's so funny. Anyway, Sofia Valdes Ventura is the name of the EP. I vouch for that first track. Like that made it to my fucking like instantly, and then I added it to my 2021 list. And then the other end of the project, I think it's called Oceans Away or something like that. And then the rest of the album is actually pretty good as well. It's just those are the two that made my list. No, you got to go listen to that first track. It's pretty cool.
Handful of Water.
Yeah.
She looks really young.
Brian, you're going to come thinking this is a masterpiece after that fucking Shakira song you just heard. So, like, tone it down, the expectations here. Anyway,
it's already sounding like SoundCloud, early 2010 SoundCloud with this instrumental.
It might be a SoundCloud artist. I don't know where I don't know her most. It's the first time I've ever heard of her. So anyway, and that's it for it. I recommend that first track a lot. I liked it a lot. The rest were actually still great tracks. It's just it didn't hit. It just didn't hit that like, you know. It just barely made it. It barely didn't make it. That makes sense. Brian looks like he's like on another level right now. You good?
Sorry, I was listening to.
Oh, okay. Night and Day from the Shakira song, huh?
It's easy listening.
There you go. He got the terms. I don't got the terms, man. I got the feeling, you know?
The
all right?
Spanish part I could do without, but...
She doesn't do it for the rest of the song. It's literally that first part. And then that's
really
it.
Easy to listen to. I like this so far. It gives me like island version of Ravina vibes, where her music's really easy to listen to.
Okay.
I might look into it.
Hey man, I think you'll enjoy it. Anyway,
I'm going for that goal every week. I'm trying to watch. I'm trying to digest 3 different types of content. So whether that be a show season somehow throughout 1 week.
That's
game,
that's possible.
A movie, or some kind of musical content.
So and that's easy too. That's a Friday. The music stuff you can get through in a Friday. TV stuff, you can literally pick the season today and then just watch an episode by the end of the week, or 2, depending on what the show is. And then a movie literally is they're max 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah,
it's not difficult to fill this doc.
We have a request in chat.
Go for it.
Zordon asks, can we have Randall sing the Tendy Man song?
He doesn't know the Tendy Man song. I saw the Tendy Man. He linked it to me. He whispered it to me, and I saw it. It's a funny song. He doesn't know what it is. Well, and we can't play that now for you to listen, for him to repeat it. So
he's got a phone. He can just listen to it and then go, okay, I got this.
Then that required me doing more work and muting his mic so it doesn't pick it up.
Oh man, if they really should invent an easy way to do that in OBS where you can just like, I don't know, click the thing.
Oh, so mute the host and just sit here and wait for him to listen to it.
Exactly.
Great idea. You're doing great. You're doing great. Oh Lord. That's it. I think we got through everything. Excellent. Any news and stuff you guys want to talk about, or no? We can just move on.
I was gonna give a quick update to Hitman, but I guess it's not necessary.
Oh my God, I didn't miss Hitman. How far did you get into it?
I just did like my first real mission. That's all. But it took me a long time.
Oh, without the training wheels?
Yeah, huh?
Without the training wheels?
Yeah, without the training wheels. It just was a real one.
Okay, so how'd it go? What's the first one?
I really like that game, man.
Yes, because these guys know that's like all they make. So hold on. Let me double check that statement. Go ahead. You can talk.
So the mission that I had to do with this lady's brother got murdered.
Uh-huh.
And the actual mission is I'm supposed to take her out.
Okay.
But when you get there, one of the things is like they want you to solve what actually happened to, like, who killed her brother. So it's kind of like the Knives Out type thing where like it's a whole bunch of family members who showed up and you got to go through all the family members, ask them questions, interrogate them, and you got to go throughout this huge mansion house gathering evidence, all while like there are certain places in the house that are off limits. So that means that I have to like change my disguise so that I can get into certain places of the house to find out, to gather more evidence. And I don't know how long I was doing this mission, but when I finished, it was 6:30 in the morning.
Oof. You were out there being a hitman in real time.
And the thing about it was, I never died or anything like that.
You just ventured around?
But it takes so long. I don't know if maybe I'm just being slow, but it takes so long to like gather information, change outfits without anyone noticing, because I'm trying to do this junk like strictly Batman style where like they don't know what is going on, who's missing.
Where is the first map located?
It's in a mansion.
Oh, mansion. Okay.
So when you start outside the mansion, and it's a guy who's was it a private investigator? Yeah, it's kind of, what was Bond's name in Knives Out?
I don't remember. I just remember Donut.
Yeah.
Yeah, a donut inside a donut.
Yeah, that's all. I don't remember his name at all.
It's
so it was like some Oman Blanc or some junk like that.
Detective Benoit Blanc.
Benoit Blanc.
Okay.
There you go.
So there's an investigator like that who shows up, but he gets there before you do. So what they strongly suggest is that you take this guy, not kill him, but you take this guy's place before he gets to the mansion, so that you can pretend to be the investigator, and that gives you a lot of leeway to move around the house without any suspicion.
Yeah,
because no one has actually met this guy. They just know that he has a reputation for solving cases.
Yeah.
So I had to do that, drag the dude in the bushes and take him out, and then pretend to be him.
Yeah.
But again, man, like I was doing this jump for a while, so I don't know why it took so long, but I enjoyed every minute of it, man. It was crazy because you got to gather evidence, you have to talk to people, and you get this crazy story on, like, it's kind of like Knives Out. Like everyone sounds like a suspect, but then you got to like cross-reference to see who's lying and who's telling the truth and where were they at when
they're all liars.
Said thing happened. It sounds like it.
Yeah.
But then some people start checking out because like other people are like vouching for them and saying, oh yeah, so and so, but they both left at the same time and they were at such and such location. So, well, okay. And it's cool because when you do that, you find that information out.
It logs it.
It logs it and lets you know like, oh, okay, this person had a viable, like someone who vouched for them and said that they were doing said thing.
Like a good journal would do. Ooh, didn't trigger him. Go ahead.
No, he's busy.
But the thing, the highlight was me taking out the lady, the main hit. She was the mother of all the people who were there.
Yeah.
But
she's the mother of everyone who was there.
Like the family members, she's like the mother.
Okay, I thought there was like
all the other people who are the family members are there were her children.
Got it. I thought you meant there was like random people there, and she's just the mom of all of them. I'm like,
no.
What kind of
like just the family members that showed up?
Yeah,
she's the mother.
Party she
are
to.
Her kids.
Yeah.
So I had to take her out.
Oof.
And I don't know if it was a bug or not, but one of the ways of taking her out was there was a generator outside the there's like a poster of her picture.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even tell you. So basically what happened was she faked her death.
Okay.
So everyone thinks she's dead outside of her family. Everyone thinks she's dead, but she's not. Okay. So they're going to have a funeral even though they know she's not dead.
Yeah, just to keep appearances.
Yeah. And her brother, who's the one who got murdered, or quote unquote murdered, he thinks he died thinking that she died. Oof. That's what allegedly led him to take his own life because his sister is gone. Yeah. But it turns out she's not dead. So anyway, make a long story short, I'm trying to set this lady up to get make it look like an accident. Yeah. So there's like an extension cord that is connected to a generator. Okay. And you take a screwdriver and you expose the wire, and then next thing you know, it looks like Storm is like electrifying the thing or whatever because it's sitting in a puddle of water. Oh, okay. So I'm like, all she needs to do is go up to this poster and say whatever she's gonna say, and she's done. I did that jump 3 times, Anthony.
Did she see the thing and go, I'm not walking over there?
No, because it's like it's not very noticeable.
Oh, okay.
But this lady was stopped just before it. I'm like, come on, man. All you gotta do is take one more step. Please, just take one more step and then it's over. I did the jump 3 times. Every time I would stand where she would walk up to, hoping that she would walk around me and step into it, and she doesn't do it. Oh. So then it was one time where I physically tried to push her, like I was standing,
walk up.
Yeah, and she would turn and she was like, "Excuse me, can you step back, please?" Yeah. And then the bodyguard that she had, where this dude walks up to me, and I'm like, "Oh my god, okay."
You're right, my bad.
So I'm like, this isn't gonna work. And the other options that they gave me was when she goes to the grave, because she's inspecting everything. Mm-hmm. And checking it out and says oh, this looks good, this doesn't look good, change this, blah blah blah. So
when she was there, why don't you just throw a coin in front of her?
I didn't think of that, and I couldn't do that because she has a bodyguard. So if I flip a coin in front of her, the dude behind her is going to be like, "Yo, what you doing, bro?"
But if he doesn't see you throw it, they're just gonna be like, "What the fuck, a coin?"
Mm-hmm. But she's talking to him, so how am I going to?
Oh, she's facing him.
Yeah. Because what you're supposed to take the disguise of the Undertaker. Okay. So when you take the disguise of the Undertaker, you're supposed to set things up, and then you're supposed to let the help know that you're ready. Okay. And then the help calls her and says the Undertaker is ready for you to inspect everything. So then she comes out with her bodyguard out the mansion. Oh, okay. And then she's talking to you and telling you oh, I don't like these flowers, or this poster looks hideous, take this off, and oh, this looks nice, and blah, blah. She's going through all this stuff as she's walking around the area that she's supposed to have a ceremony at. Uh-huh. So the first part is the poster with the flowers, and that's where the electrocution thing is supposed to be, but she never steps over there.
And she's always looking at you? Yeah. Oh, then no, that's not going to work.
I mean, there's parts when she walks away from that and she goes to inspect the part where you actually put the coffin into the ground. Mm-hmm. She's looking at stuff and she's not looking at you, but she's still talking to you. Mm-hmm. And the bodyguard is also still there too. So what I had to end up doing is I tried 3 times and it didn't work. So every time she ends up just leaving and going back in the house. So I ended up just poisoning her tea. I had to go all the way to the top level. So I had to change disguises 3 times because security is tight up there. Yeah. And
so you haven't gotten to the Dubai level, I think it is.
That's the first mission.
Oh, with the big old, it's a huge. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You seen the speed run for that? It's 3 seconds.
I believe that because it's not much to do. I mean,
it literally he walks in, does something, shoots the guy up there, shoots here, and just walks out.
I guess he doesn't care.
Yeah, he just bah, bah, and just turns around and walks out.
Yeah, because I think like when you first walk into the building, the two guys that you're supposed to take out, they're like at the top level,
and then one behind you. So he literally like hits something.
The place is filled with people and the security guards everywhere. Yeah. So I don't know how he got off.
I can show after we finish it. I'll show you. It's literally he makes a loud noise to distract people, and then bah, bah, and he's right at the door. He just runs out the door, and then it's like, "Good job, 47."
Really?
Yeah, I can show you the video.
That's crazy.
What was I gonna say? So you say you really like, so you now that you know that they have 007 license, you're like, let them have it.
I'm interested to see what type of 00 they're gonna do.
It's a new one. There's not gonna be anybody from the movies. It's gonna be their
but
own.
I mean, like, what style? Is he gonna be like Daniel Craig style, or is he gonna be like the old ones where they rely heavily on gadgets?
I mean, if it's a Hitman game, you can play it however you want.
True.
So like, and that's why when they announced that they had it, I'm like, what? That's perfect. That sounds perfect on paper. And to correct myself, they made other games. They made the Kane and Lynch series and Freedom Fighters.
Kane and Lynch was cool.
Yeah. So I apologize for saying they only made Hitman. They made other stuff as well.
If they do it like Hitman did, yeah, that's gonna be a really good bomb game.
So man, Randall's hooked. And you should definitely buy the Hitman 1 and 2 and then play the first game.
I just like the layers of detail, man. It's like the way people respond. Like for example, if there's a guy who sees you and he's like, wait a minute,
yeah,
I don't know who you are, and he starts questioning you and you walk away.
That's it. He knows you're not.
He knows that you're not familiar, but this particular guy forever knows that you're not somebody that he's seen before. So you can never cross paths with. You can cross paths with everybody else, but you cannot cross paths with him, or else he's going to rat you out.
Yeah, because as soon as he sees you again in a different outfit, hey.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They do great with the AI, dude. I mean, they have all the memory for it.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a multiplayer game, so they got to do something.
They only get better.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you look at the games, even if you just go back to Absolution, everything from there on is better and better and better.
The thing that pissed me off about Absolution, I beat the game. They never gave me the achievement for it.
It might have been bugged at the time, Brian.
Hey, man, I beat Mass Effect 2 on the hardest difficulty without changing it. And they were like, nah, fam, you didn't do this.
That would
clearly.
That would piss me off. Good. So it seems like you're having a good time. That's good.
It's really good, man. I did not know that these the Hitman games were like this.
Sometimes, Brandon, you just gotta put the sticks in your hand.
I had intentions on playing Absolution.
Yeah.
When it first came out, but I never got around to it. And
do you regret it now?
I don't know, because
I don't know. It's crazy, like when I don't recommend games and people do them, like play them and enjoy it. It's kind of weird.
No, well, here's the thing.
Doom.
Here's my argument.
I hate Dr. Doom.
Here's my argument with that. It's like Hitman 3 is the newest one, right?
Yes.
So, like you said, they went through a lot of iterations and they got a chance to polish mechanics like gameplay and AI behavior and all that stuff like that. So I don't know if I'm going to be getting the same exact thing if I go back and play the older games.
The foundation is still the same. It's just now they have the ability to add more and more AI actors to fill a scene or to fill in a location to make it more believable. Is it Absolution with the Mardi Gras, where like the streets are packed with people? It's packed. It's like you have to kill someone in New Orleans during Mardi Gras, and you can go in and out of houses, and it is just people everywhere.
There's 52 different ways to kill people. Like you can like poison the street food, but then you risk killing
innocent people.
Yeah, a civilian. You can like break into somebody's house and use a sniper rifle to take them out. Like there's tons of stuff you can do. It's really cool.
I don't think it's Mardi Gras. I think it's Chinese New Year.
That's what that was. That's what that was. And I'm telling you, it's like a nice narrow street, like in Chinatown or something. People with like some fences in the way, just people. Hey, just getting lit to Travis Scott. That they're just going in.
There's probably a couple hundred people in the little. You're in like a tiny square with hundreds of people, trying to kill this one person who's moving around and has bodyguards and shit.
You said that Dubai one had a bunch of people, right? It's like that, but like
the whole place was filled with people, bro.
Yeah, that's where they excel at. It's like we're gonna use this RAM here to fill it up with AI actors or agents, whatever you want to call it.
The biggest complaints you'll have going backward is that animations are more dated.
Yeah. It's a little more robot. I mean, you can still do a lot of the stuff like the CQC and the fiber wire. It's obviously less frames. It's going to be like, and then he'll do it, but it's not as janky as just did it. But
the bodies will react funny sometimes, and it's just funny.
I've seen Brian headshot a guy, and I don't know how strong that gun is, but he'll shoot him in the face, and they'll go, "Oh shit! I'm gonna just rip this thing out." They'll just in the air. Like, he'll shoot him, like, he uppercutted them, and they just, hold on, before I rip this, and fall down and ragdoll.
I fiber wired someone, and as I'm doing the animation, their body will turn and just start, like, seizing out. Like, it'll just turn to me, and then just limbs going crazy.
And they'll fall out. It's just funny stuff, because they only had so much performance to work with. So I'm assuming they didn't have a lot of animation data to go, and then it quickly goes into, like, ragdoll mode, instead of, like, the whole shebang all the way down.
Besides that, I recommend the pre-reboots. I'm not sure if they actually have an overlapping story in the reboots, but in these, each game has like an overarch like plot, and these missions kind of forward it.
Diana, Agent 47. Really cool. Yeah,
I think the one that I don't know. I have to go back, but
it's not Diana.
No, not that. When I was going through the menus, it said Hitman 2, and Hitman 3.
Yeah, they allow you to import. If you own those two, you can play them with the new engine. So they updated the old maps with like better grass shading, all with the new engine.
Better pizza.
And better pizza too.
They just I just read an article saying that they're gonna be like the import's gonna happen later this month, or you're gonna be able to import it later this month for Hitman 2.
Apparently, you own Absolution already.
Yeah. See, yeah.
So you probably tried
I planned on playing it, but never got around to it.
The thing is that on Epic, they're still working on importing, but like on the consoles or wherever other else, you can just start playing it on the new engine. It's just Epic Games is they're trying to set it up for it to work, because it's they're not used to having this.
I try so hard to like do things in a very discreet way and not harm people. But it was this one girl that just like
kept harassing you.
She just kept doing her job too good, and I'm like, I need you to leave so I can do what I need to do.
It's frustrating when security is doing their security work, huh?
She was like somebody working outside on flowers or grass or whatever, and I'm like, you need to leave the area because what's about to go down, you don't need to be a part of. And she's like, I turned off the generator, and she's like, someone turned off the generator. What was that? And then she walks around, and I'm like, oh my God, man, why don't you just mind your business and do what you were doing? So she comes back over and she turns it back on, and I'm like, well, I don't want to choke this girl out, but I'm gonna have to. So I turn the generator off, and she comes back around, and I get ready to choke her out, but I move a second, which is one of the reasons why I love this game, because everything is so realistic. The way it's, at least so far, it's so realistic. I moved a second too fast, and she noticed, and she turned around. And when she turned around, I freaked out. So I tried to like choke her out
from the front.
No. She was behind me.
Okay.
But before she fully turned around, I moved. So I guess in her peripheral vision, she saw something. Yeah. So she went to go turn around, and as she's turning around, I'm trying to press the button to do the choke out. But instead, this dude hits her with the elbow, go BAH! And her body just goes. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm so sorry.
Come up to her corpse on the ground.
I mean, she wasn't dead. She was knocked out. She was knocked out, but he hit her so hard, I was like,
Randall could never actually be an assassin.
Why?
Because he just apologized for knocking somebody out in a video game where your entire job is to just kill people.
But he wouldn't accidentally elbow someone.
And then on top of it, I don't like, even though they have various ways to take people out, I always choose the what's the way? I don't know how to word it, because they're all lethal. Because you have to take them out. So like, for example, so I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. So one of the...
What happened?
He tries to choose the least violent way to do it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like one of the ways to take the old lady out was when she's standing over her grave thing where you put the coffin in, because there's no coffin in there, so it's just a hole. One of the ways to take her out is to just push her in there when she's looking at the thing. I'm like, I walked up behind her and it says push, and I'm like, I can't do this, man. I need to find another way.
Randall, in this situation, she turned around and he's just sweating profusely. Like, I have to push you.
Keel and
Key and Peele.
Yeah, Key and Peele skit where they're like sitting there and then just the water's just running down the face.
That's him behind her. Just.
But you're saying he would never accidentally just elbow somebody in the face, okay?
Yeah.
Like,
nah.
But you never know like what's gonna happen. It doesn't matter how much you plan. Something usually goes wrong, and you have to adapt. I'm not saying that he would necessarily just like,
deck her lights out.
But I mean, if he's like right there and the person turns around, he's not gonna just be like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Like, well, he's sweating again. He might hit him with the craziest Batman punch,
man, because the hit was hard, yo. As soon as he hit her, she dropped like spaghetti. She was just like, and then it was like, bah! I was like, did anybody hear that?
The ragdoll system in these games are amazing.
And I felt so bad because it was a female. I'm like, oh man.
Yo, you panicked and like left her a tip.
Threw money out and walked away. Anybody who walked by be like, what the fuck happened here?
So
holy crap.
I just like left her in the grass.
Yeah.
And I didn't push the lady into the hole. So I was like, I need to find another way. So I just ended up poisoning her tea.
I can imagine them calling the reporters, and I was just checking the generator, and then my lights went off the fuck out. Oh my god. She has like this fucking bruise at the shape of Randall's elbow.
Jeez. It was bad, man. It was, I freaked out. I'm not gonna lie, I freaked out because I wasn't expecting her to turn so fast. So I ended up hitting the button earlier than I was supposed to.
Yeah.
And then because he wasn't close enough to do the incapacitate, he just went blah. Oh my, I didn't even know he could do that. That's the part that's like shocked me the most.
What I find funny is that you can turn the camera and look at Agent 47's face. So Randall's freaking out, and I bet if you just zoom into the 47's face, he's just after he just destroyed this old lady in the neck or wherever he got hit in the face. Oh my gosh, that's great.
Game of the year.
Yeah, he might. It's gonna be on his list. It came out this year.
Yeah. I don't know. Technically, Cyberpunk's available.
That's true.
Wait, we're in February.
Yeah, and
so the February update already came out.
No,
the January one didn't even come out. Oh wait, did the January one?
January one came out.
Yeah,
I thought the February one was supposed to be like the big one.
January and February are both supposed to be big ones.
Oh.
January fixed a bunch of bugs, apparently. In February, I think they're just going to give me 3 guns at once.
You're talking about Cyberpunk?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
So Cyberpunk, there was a couple days ago, they released a statement saying that if you use any sort of add-ons or whatever for Cyberpunk, that you need to be very, very careful because there's apparently a security flaw in one of their DLLs where if you hackers can actually run code on your computer through the
remote execution. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. They're patching that obviously immediately, but they're still working on it. I don't think they've actually come out with an actual fix for it yet.
They've been patching it already.
Nice. Well,
I don't know if it's foolproof, but they've been patching it.
All right. That's a wrap then, boys.
I've got news if you want. I haven't had any time. I keep forgetting to add the news earlier. But I have some. Did you want to talk about the Stadia fuck up with Terraria?
Oh, so there's a developer. I forgot the developer's name. Do you have the article on hand? Or no? I don't remember the developer's name. The people who made Terraria.
Games, Anthony.
It's not in what?
It's in the games tab of your Discord.
I thought you were mentioning EA for some reason, and I'm like, what? They have nothing to do with
Logic.
You said it's in the games, and I'm like, good for EA. I don't know.
Well, you started saying no before I even finished the fucking sentence.
Because you said it's in the games, so EA in my head, and I'm like, no, it's not EA.
It's developed by Relogic.
Relogic. They were in the middle of porting over Terraria to Stadia, which would have been a great ad for fucking Stadia. And apparently, since they've dropped, they were given funding under the Stadia Games and Entertainment, which recently was shut down. So I don't know if it's a fluke or they just decided to do this, but the developer who's working on it was locked out of his Google account, which is probably the one he was using to dev test the game that he was developing for Stadia on Stadia. Because I'm assuming that's all linked. Once you have the account, I'm assuming he can have access to his builds and whatnot. I'm assuming they deactivated it.
Clue. I don't have any idea.
I'm just guessing of how I would have set this up. All right, you have a Gmail account. You're a dev. Here's your game. You have access to your builds, like all the dev tools, whatever. Cool. Why would you disable that? They were in the middle of making games for your platform, and you're like, "Oh, we're done here."
And the worst part is it wasn't even like, "Oh, they fucked up. They fixed it. He can continue doing it." This was like a week worth of him like reaching out and trying to get them to do something
3 weeks
or longer.
Javi says it was his actual Google account.
Yeah, it was his personal Google account. And so he tweeted out he lost like 15 years worth of stuff on his account because they refused to respond to him or do anything about it. And so he's like, we are no longer going to do anything with any of your services. Go fuck yourself. We're out.
Jeez.
You had it coming. That's what you get.
Terrible, man.
I would love to hear them respond now and see. Oh, I'm so sorry for none of that. I haven't yet to hear a word from it. The article came out today, but it was apparently been happening for weeks, and they have yet to speak to him. It's like, I guess fuck them, right? Google. I mean, you don't need games on your platform at all, right? They got plenty, right? Randall, you got a bunch.
No.
Bryant's got a whole lot of them, right? Marvel's Avengers. He's got a bunch. Look at him. Yeah. You don't need games on there. Let's treat them all like trash. Good job, dude. I want to hear their PR response.
I didn't know Google dropped the ball. I didn't think they were capable of dropping balls.
They drop balls all the time, Randall.
Instead of using Google, everybody should use LGoog. Is Google backwards and it's an actual search engine?
It's probably built off of Google's search engine.
Probably.
So what's the...
Yeah, but it doesn't say Google on your screen.
Okay. So yeah, that's the story. There hasn't been anything developed, I think, since... Because that article came out this morning, right? I think I put it in my Discord and yelled because I was fucking furious.
I don't think you yelled.
I mean, you can ask my coworkers, I guess. There you go. And then that I don't think there's anything developed since then. Like how they acting like as if like there's two people who work there, and they're just overwhelmed with the shit to do. You don't have much to do. Shit, if you're gonna knock out a dev team, let them all know. Don't just you're locked out. Why? You're locked out.
He didn't even get that much. Like the only reason he knows that he's locked out is that he can't log into his stuff.
No notification.
He talks about he lost access to thousands of dollars of apps on Google Play. He had just bought Lord of the Rings 4K and can't finish it. Google Drive data is completely gone. I can't access my YouTube channel. And worst of all, losing access to my Gmail address of over 15 years. Like, holy fuck.
Sort it out. Get him his shit back, people, because unless you actually delete it, it's still in your fucking databases somewhere on your storage drives. It's there.
Yeah.
You lost Terraria, but at least get him his shit back. Because you're not getting the game now. Good job.
I mean, even if he got his stuff back, I'm sure he would try and pull everything off of Google. He's probably just completely done with Google at this point. Like, he's like, I don't know what I did. I've done nothing to violate your terms of service. You suddenly disconnected my account, and there has been zero, contact between you and me about what the hell's going on. No warning, no notice, no update, no information, nothing. And so he was basically like, fuck you guys, I'm out.
The 3 people who work there, they're just overwhelmed with tickets, you know? they have they're full. They're just all those new features that come out on a regular basis for Stadia. It takes a lot of time, you know? Plugging in an RTMP URL so you can stream directly from there, that takes a long time. That takes a while, Randall. An input and a save, that takes a long time.
Consistent connection with your Chrome browser with your fucking controller.
A search for your store takes a long time. Go to Stadia.com, see if you can search for a game.
That's it. I'm doing it.
Can't do that. You can't even do that.
It blows me away. Stadia, like, don't get me wrong. I've hated on Stadia because I think it's a great idea, especially for people who can't afford their own rigs and that kind of stuff. You know, especially if like all you have is a phone and you want to play some of these games that you can't build a rig and things for, and don't have like a computer or anything like that. Yes, I think it's a great idea. But they have dropped so many balls on getting Stadia up and running the way it should be. It's just, I don't know how it is that it's going to survive without them literally just pouring billions and billions of dollars into it and probably never actually making anything out of it.
The problem is, the one and only problem is, they got the tech to work and they're like, that's all we need. No. No.
There's no user experience. Like, it's garbage.
When they first started, this is how you launch your game. That's it. They got 99 cents from me, so they'll be set for years. Yeah. What? From the outside, I would love to be in that studio and meetings and hear what the fuck they're talking about. I would love to hear.
Fly on the wall.
Yeah, just what are you doing? What are y'all doing?
They're working on the next controller color.
Oh, that's what they're doing.
Stadia 2.0. Nobody just updates things anymore. They just go, oh, well, we tried, so here's a better version. Buy this.
Well, I hope not, because they promise we don't need to buy anything else. They'll swap hardware on their end, and we'll just keep playing, and we won't see the difference, which is the glorious part of the cloud gaming stuff. If they just came out and go Stadia 2.0 and be like, you got to buy this controller, I'm going to find that studio. I'm walking there. I'm not walking there. Are you kidding me? I'm going to drive. I'm going to fly over there. What if it's across the United States? I'm not fucking walking there.
Companies lie. Look at Capcom. We're not going to make any new named version of Street Fighter 5. Arcade, Champion. The next one's going to be Omega or some bullshit.
Oh, I'll be down for Omega, though.
You got the Super Toyota edition.
That's my favorite.
All these companies are liars, dude. If you want a company to lie to you, Annie's coming to Skullgirls soon. They said 2021.
Okay.
And they announced another DLC character.
Oh, wow.
Play a game from a company that respects your dollar.
Mario.
Nintendo does not give a fuck about any of you.
Play Mario Odyssey and tell me otherwise.
I'll play it while telling you that. I've played it technically.
Yeah, then you know it's great. So you're welcome.
No, I don't give a fuck about you, dude.
They don't. They care a fuck about Mario.
Okay.
What the hell's wrong with him? You know who they don't care about? Samus. We'll get back to that in a future episode.
Speaking of Samus,
yeah,
there's some new games coming to the Game Pass this month. They're getting rid of a couple too, but this month, Ghost of a Tale. I remember Bryant was talking, or somebody was talking about this. Final Fantasy 12 is coming to the console and PC for Game Pass. Yeah. The Falconeer. Project Winter, Stealth Inc. 2, Jurassic World Evolution, and Wolfenstein Youngblood. Some of these are coming only to console. Some of them are coming to console and PC, and then some are coming to the cloud as well.
The Youngblood was on. Oh, maybe Youngblood's going on the cloud now. But Youngblood was
going on cloud.
Okay, so Youngblood, excuse me, was on PC and on console, if I'm not mistaken.
And they're getting rid of the Blob.
I haven't played that, so I.
Ninja Gaiden 2, good riddance. Fuck that game. World of Horror, and Shadows of the Damned.
Okay. Again, if you want a fucking company that's thriving right now, it's Microsoft Xbox. All right, that's where we're at right now. All right.
Actually, if you really want to talk about a game company that's thriving right now, Gearbox Entertainment was actually bought up.
Yeah, but I don't know what. Okay, but then the same day they announced someone playing as Tannis that I don't think should be playing Tannis. Okay, I love her in other movies she's been in.
What happened?
But not Tannis.
Who's playing her?
The chick from the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, True Lies? I think it is.
True Lies.
What's her name? She cosplayed as Vega at Comic-Con.
You're talking about the wife?
Yes,
she's from
Freaky Friday and.
Yes. What's her name? I'm so sorry.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis is playing Tannis.
That's stupid.
What? And Kevin Hart's in the movies for some reason.
He's rolling.
What game are y'all talking about? I mean, movie are y'all talking about?
He's rolling?
Yeah.
What movie are y'all talking about?
A Borderlands movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't
Wait, I need you to say it again. Kevin Hart's playing Roland.
Kevin Hart's playing Roland.
Okay.
You know the character that's the least funny? Kevin Hart's, that's him.
He's also like massive. Kevin Hart is like this big. Okay.
Yeah.
Like what don't get me wrong. I mean, they made Peter Dinklage look massive in
Thor.
Was it one of the Avenger movies?
Oh, Infinity War, yeah.
Infinity War. But like they gotta do a lot more than that, just like scaling him up in for a Borderlands movie to play Roland. Because Roland's like jacked. I mean, he's just huge all around.
I'm surprised you didn't know he was Roland. I knew he was in the movie. I don't know they named his character.
I'm pretty sure I put this in somewhere in yours. What's it called?
I think I might have saw it, and I just saw that he was in the movie. I didn't see that it said Roland. Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, that's okay. That's Roland.
But yeah, so Gearbox
that look like Kevin Hart to you, Randall? That picture of Roland look like Kevin Hart to you? Yeah, and there's a pic. Show him this picture. Give me this. Look at this fucking thing. Come on.
I think what they're trying to do is just make as much money as possible by just putting people they think will make people watch this movie.
That are big names. Yeah, I can see that. Go ahead with the story. I forgot.
I can see Jamie Lee Curtis playing Tannis, but I feel like...
What? How old do you think Tannis is?
That's what I mean. That's what I was getting ready to say. Like, I could see her sort of portraying it, but she's kind of like outside the age range that I would have picked for somebody playing her. Because Tannis is like in her, late 20s, early 30s, maybe.
Randall, does that look like her? Look at this. No, she's not coming out well on here. But
I don't even think she's like personality-wise. That Jamie Lee Curtis is dry and she sells yogurt. Like dry as in like comedy. I don't mean that she's dried up.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
as she is, but no.
Whatever. We'll see what this turns out.
Kelsey, you own Gearbox, don't you? Isn't that you? Tell them to stop with this casting.
But go ahead with the news. Sorry, my bad. I heard Gearbox is thriving, and then the movie came into my head, and I triggered alert.
What story are they doing?
What you haven't heard is that I'm playing Lilith. Okay, so
thank God, the savior of this movie, because fucking hell, the casting so far has been.
I want Lilith to be someone that if they died, I wouldn't mind. So if it's someone I like, I'm gonna be upset.
Hang on, I got this. Totally blanking on her fucking name.
Oh, Kate Blanchett is playing Lilith.
I like Kate Blanchett. That sucks. Hella, Brian from Thor.
I know who that is.
That's a better side by side. She kind of looks like her.
I don't want to see that.
I really like her.
Yeah,
I think she
Kate
did an
Blanchett.
awesome job as whatever her name was in Thor.
Hella. I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was Hella. I don't know if
Was it Hella?
I don't know if it's Hella.
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was Hella.
I think Randall, was it Hella?
Yes.
Okay.
Brian, do you know if it was Hella? I think it was Hella, wasn't it?
Fuck off.
So anyway,
that's the casting is so weird. Go ahead.
Gearbox got bought up by Embracer Group, which is a Swedish company. Like I think it's like a banking company.
What the heck?
Yeah, I mean it owns it already owns a bunch of like mid-level
game studios.
Like I think it's THQ.
Well, THQ had quite the fallout. So do you mean they bought out?
Maybe it wasn't THQ.
Maybe it might be still THQ because when they had the fallout, they were selling their IPs left and right to get. So maybe they bought up a bunch of the IPs from THQ.
Yeah.
And they just kept the name.
Hang on. They apparently bought a whole bunch of companies here recently.
Oh, then it might be THQ then. You're right. Because after their fallout, they remade another THQ with some of their IPs. So if they bought them, then that's still accurate.
Fuck, where is it? I just had it up. Anyway.
Whoa.
So they bought up Gearbox, and Gearbox says that it's going to use the new income to like try and really push to make new games.
Okay.
And I think they've announced that I think there was an announcement. I can't find the link right now, but there was an announcement they were going to make a new type of game that's not Borderlands.
Okay.
To go in kind of a different direction.
I want to see what it comes up with. I mean, like the last time they did that was with, what was it, Brian? The really bright and loud game. There's so much shit was happening. Battleborn? And that was fun for a bit.
Battleborn just recently shut down, too.
Yeah, like that.
It's going to shut down soon.
For what it's worth, we played it. We had a decent amount of time, like fun time with it. It's just nothing there to keep us there. That makes sense?
I stopped playing because the people who I'd play with might have been just T-posing while playing. That's why I stopped.
How else do you play?
Well, it also got a lot of oversight by Overwatch.
Yeah, it came. That was the battle when it came out.
Yeah,
are these the only three characters?
No, there's a lot of characters in Borderlands. Those are the only three that they've publicly announced that are in it.
Who's going to play the big lady? I want to know who's going to play...
Ellie. Yeah, I want to know who plays Ellie.
It's going to be fucking Tina Fey at this point.
It's going to be Rebel Wilson. It's going to be Rebel Wilson.
She's skinny now, though.
Okay, then it's going to be the other one. She was in...
Melissa McCarthy?
That one.
Oh, wow.
What? That's Ellie, yeah. He said, "Oh wow!" Did you see what Brian does to her when he sees her?
In other news, the God of War PS5 patch is out.
Did you guys
60 FPS and 4K?
I haven't tried it.
You can play 60 FPS and 4K.
Yeah. Did you give it a shot yet?
I have not. Apparently, there was a firmware update for the PlayStation 5. So if you I haven't turned my PS5 on in a little while because I've been playing PoE. But there's a firmware update and then an update for God of War.
Nice.
What's up?
Huh? No,
I thought you were gonna say something. Konami is apparently dissolving a big portion of their company. Like a lot of their development teams.
Oh, I thought their IPs are going away. I'm like, sell Metal Gear to someone who cares.
So, good news, they're not selling their IPs.
That's not good news. That's bad news.
Well, they said that they're dissolving their production divisions 1, 2, and 3. The only internal development teams currently at Konami, and which sounds like they're going to be like shutting down from game developments and that kind of stuff. Period.
Okay.
But following on from the investors' announcement, Konami reclarified that this is simply to do with restructuring in the company. The announcement made refers to an internal restructure with production divisions being consolidated. We have not shut down our video gaming division. So they're not actually shutting down. They're still going to make games like Metal Gear and that kind of stuff. They're just kind of internally restructuring.
Got it.
For now.
Just
sell the IPs, bro. Like,
yeah, they should sell Metal Gear to Kojima.
Don't do that.
Just give it
to weird baby shit. Don't do.
Yeah, but he's been responsible for every other Metal Gear.
Yeah, like that's his baby. I don't think he would have the right to it.
That's his baby, but you're seeing what he's making now.
That's fine. We don't buy it then, but it's still his.
Yeah, but when he touches Metal Gear, it's always gold.
Did you finish Metal Gear 5?
No, he hasn't. I think he stopped right before. I think he stopped before Fighting Quiet.
Well, don't say that.
I could feel that Kojima didn't do that game.
He did.
I heard he didn't.
Yeah, he did, and you see where it stops. Where like the game, there's supposed to be like another part to it, and it hard stops. Like in the story, it's very awkward ending because it's like there's supposed to be another like act, and it just hard ends.
You mean the game ends?
Yeah, like it's like, oh, they're wrapping it up, but it feels like oh, we're wrapping it up, and then it ends, as if there were supposed to be more. And then I guess the development budget went out, and they're like, sorry, Kojima, that's it. And then that's what he shipped. Granted, there's still a lot of game. The game's fun as shit. I have a 70 or 100 episode fucking playthrough of me playing through it on YouTube because there's so much stuff to do, and I didn't do all of it.
What they should do, don't give it a Kojima. Weird. Don't give it a Kojima, and don't let Konami make another one. The people who remade Demon Souls, let them remake the whole series.
Oh, a Metal Gear remade like that? Yeah. First one.
Don't keep adding stuff that's gonna tarnish the legacy. Just make it prettier.
Yeah, if they redo the environments and stuff for Metal Gear 1, yo, that'd be dope. And 2, and Snake Eater, because it's all luscious jungle stuff. Bro. That'd be pretty cool, I think.
I'm saying.
All right, last piece of news. I don't even know how this is possible. I think this is like really dumb and shitty, especially
more triggering news. Why are you doing this to me? Go for it.
Because it was I was like looking through and it was the last one on the list.
Go for it.
Anthem.
Warner Brothers patents their Nemesis system. Which,
I read about that.
Yeah. So, their Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor and
Shadow of War.
Middle Earth Shadow of War.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, like, if you killed somebody, a new person would take their spot, and they would learn from the previous person's mistakes, and you would be rewarded more for seeking out that person and killing them.
Yes.
And then if you died, if they managed to slay you,
they level up.
They would level up and gain new abilities and that kind of stuff.
Yes.
I don't even know how you can patent something like that, because that's like
that's just
the most
design.
Generic.
Yeah.
You know,
I read that and I was like, how they must have did some fucking Slytherin like slimy shit to get it approved, because this is like their fourth time trying to get it patented.
Yeah.
And now they did. So I don't know how they got it patented now and not before, because it's like, why are you patenting this?
Yeah. So now, I mean, it sort of opens up the doors for other people to try and start patenting things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the article talks about like, oh, there's a camera technique that only one it's like the who's that dude that made Vanta Black or whatever? Like
I don't know.
I don't know who it was.
I
know what you're talking about. But I don't know who. Okay.
He's the only one that is allowed to use it. Like, I think he's the one, or either he made it or he bought the rights to it, but he is the only one that's allowed to use it or to like sell it and that kind of stuff. And, you know, it's just like, what a shitty thing to do, you know, that you're just depriving everybody of things like this. And hilariously, though, some other artist made the world's pinkest pink, and it patented it so that anybody can use it as long as it's never given to Anish Kapoor.
I love that. So the biggest problem with this is now, how is that going to affect indie developers who are like, oh, I like that idea that they did in this game. Let me try it in my own little small indie game. Do they get sued now because
I mean they
want to try their own thing?
So after numerous attempts going back to 2016, Warner Brothers was finally successful in patenting the system until 2035.
Jesus.
And the only thing I can think of is that you can probably do something similar as long as you don't call it the Nemesis system. Like,
you'd have to, because how else would you implement something like that and not?
If you patent their system, I think if you do it the way they did it, it'd be that grounds for suing. But if you do something, I'm trying to think of how to say this. If your code doesn't reflect to look like theirs, I would assume maybe that's still safe. That's what's weird.
It's a back end system, so you can't prove it unless you're looking through their code to see if it's set up the same way. Granted, you can make some visual similarities if you see the game, and like, oh, I killed him, so now he's dead, and I killed that tree, or he killed me, so he leveled up in the same. Like, if you see that visually, you can probably be like, oh, he copied me. But systems in the back end, are you gonna have audits now for people looking at everyone's code?
I mean, they
how are you
could
gonna
probably
enforce that?
They could probably file something against you, or you have to like buy or lease the rights from them to do something similar. Like, I don't know. I think it's one of the shittiest, scummiest things that you can do.
Yeah.
Because it's a very generic system that a lot of games already use. Like, you know.
I don't like that we're getting to the point where we're patenting systems. That doesn't make any sense. The point of collaborating in code, it's, hey, you did it this way. Oh, I can learn off of that, and now I can use it in my game. Oh, this new shader technique, that's pretty lit. Now I can use it in my, like, it's collaborative. Yes, we're on different development teams and different publishers, but we do the same. We try to improve on the things we've learned. Not, oh, we did it a cool way, and now only we can use it. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So what?
It's like no one learned from the music industry.
Oh, they did, but the wrong lesson is what they learned.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope this is not a normal thing.
But I mean, I don't understand how it is that they can patent something like that. Like, it doesn't make any sense because they probably got it off of somebody else. Like, I mean, there's been tons of games before that have had similar, things.
They modified it. I'm sure they've got it from some other base and then modified that system, made it their own, and now it's the Nemesis system. There isn't much much things out there like it because only Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, I think is the sequel, used it primarily because that was their bread and butter. That's what made that game replayable. Because you can take out all those orcs. The moment you die, they get filled up with a bunch of generic ones on there with weird names, and they have their stats and their weaknesses, and all that's really awesome. And there's not much that came out after that did that. So I get why they want to patent it, but don't patent it. No one else is doing that. No one's copying you. And you guys did it the best because it's yours. So how do you win here? No one's going to want to fucking use it now because you're going to charge me to use an idea you had and that you implemented? That's stupid.
I feel like people are afraid of competition.
No one's competing. No one's done it better yet.
The potential of someone else using it. You know?
I think they just want to secure their money, unfortunately.
But that's the whole point of like securing your money. If you prevent other people from competing or creating something similar to what you have, which is your quote unquote bread and butter, if you prevent that, then you will never have to worry about losing money. You will always get the money because you have monopolized that particular style.
Yeah, but that specific system, people can still make a better version of that, which is why it's not competition. It's just we secured this idea, so now you basically have to work harder or else you have to owe us money. That's all it's really doing.
But that's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen is they'll make a better version, and now they're going to want their cut because it's based on their foundation.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to see, and that's the annoying part. Competition might be the right word, but that's not the word that I'm thinking of for it. Because what they're probably going to do is any indie company who does anything remotely close is going to get sued and bogged down by whatever fucking illegal team they have, and they have to shut down the project.
Yeah.
So it's not like competition. They just want power. They want to be able to bully people is what I see.
Kelsey, what were you going to say? We were cutting you off there.
Like, it pisses me off because they, like, companies that patent stuff like this act like this may be an original idea by them, but the rest of the games and things that they have are built off of something that's already out there. They're using technology or ideas or something that somebody else had done, and then they used it for themselves. And so this is just a huge slap in the face of like, oh, we, came up with this system and nobody else is allowed to use it, but we're going to still continue to use everybody else's stuff.
I don't like the precedent they're setting. So now at this point, any big name, like what if tomorrow EA is like, oh, we can do that? And then EA just starts fucking patenting a bunch of shit for first person shooters, or Activision does because all the Call of Duty stuff. What happens to FPSs after that? You can't level up in FPSs anymore? Activision was the first one with Call of Duty Modern Warfare. The way to level up that way.
The biggest hurt that they could do, whatever game had battle passes first. That's I would think the closest patent they would do, or whoever
and that's did Fortnite.
Whoever did a microtransaction system. Whoever has like any system that allows for them to give you more money, if someone patents that, just
the loot boxes. I think Battle Pass was Epic, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know if anything before Fortnite, if there was a Battle Pass sort of
I
thing.
still just don't understand how you can patent an idea like that. I mean, because like what Brian just said, like, what if somebody tried to patent microtransactions? How the fuck are you gonna patent microtransactions? Like, it's a kind of just an idea that somebody came up with to make money.
Imagine Activision coming out and patenting MMOs. How does that fucking work? It's a system. Oh, anything that has to do with client server stuff and you have your own instances and dungeons and stuff, that's patent. We got it. What happens to Final Fantasy 14? What happens to, what is it?
Blizzard. They are Blizzard.
What's the other one? Guild Wars? Guild Wars 2.
Yeah.
Do they just, we have to license it from them now? What? What's the aftermath now? Now that they're able to do it.
That's essentially what copyrights are, based on the music. If it sounds similar to what I did, grounds for suing. It's a big artist, and well, you just beat up to the small kid, basically. Which is it's so stupid to think you can copyright something creative when all of it is built off of something similar. So at some point you have some kind of chord, some kind of note. Are you gonna copyright that? Because then how are you gonna make music? At least with this, you're gonna start copyrighting fucking
the G chord, bro.
Yeah, if somebody copyrighted, imagine the C note. God, Pat, you can't use this without my permission. Why limit something that's supposed to be like
a tool for creativity to flow? It's like, doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
What was it?
I don't know. I don't know much about I don't know the ins and outs of that patent, but that just sounds poisonous for this industry.
So I remember there was a thing years ago. Do you guys remember the game Diner Dash?
Yeah. That sounds remember we were trying to make it for one of our games.
Yeah. So Diner, the Play First is the company that publishes it. They took out a patent on the word dash in games.
What the heck? I didn't know that.
So I don't know if it's still a valid thing. This was years ago.
Got it.
But they had some patent against the word dash in games, and so they were the only ones allowed to make like Diner Dash, Cooking Dash, Restaurant Dash, that kind of stuff. Like it was. How can you patent a word? Like, I don't understand. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I heard a long time ago that Target tried to sue Coca-Cola because of the color red. Because because of the color was too similar.
Wasn't Coke? But hold on.
Coke was around before Target, though. That's how I don't understand.
Yeah. So who are you? I would have been like, who are you? We've been selling cocaine in a bottle. What are you doing?
Cocaine in a bottle.
No, literally used to have Coke in it, I think.
Yeah. So Target store first came opened first in May 1st, 1962.
1962. I think Coke was before that, right?
That was a good year, 62.
Because I think it was. I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, January 29th, 1892.
Was Coke?
Yeah.
Yo, step aside, Target. Try that shit again.
But I don't think they didn't use the color red back then.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's look.
I don't think so. I could be wrong. I don't know. I just know I remember reading an article about that. About
1900. Let me see.
Target wanting the super.
It's originally green.
Oh. In 1900, it was red. You can buy a 1900 glass bottles 4-pack limited edition, and the packaging is red.
If it was me, to be petty, I would have kept throwing the legal team at Target until they went under. If that was me.
Brian would have been on there, but like, yeah, just until they're begging me to stop suing them.
The audacity to sue me over a color I had before you. I ain't prestiged in colors. I went green and then red before you even started.
Yeah, that's not... Yo, Target got some balls. That's dumb. I would have laughed. The same way you told us about the Nintendo laughing at Sony or whatever it was. That's what would be me. I'd be like, okay, yeah, you guys can see yourselves out. Shit.
I think that's the problem, though, man. With a lot of this stuff is like
they want security or some sort of like power security. Like, oh yeah,
this is the reason why I chose to use the word competition, because it's like if you can prevent other people from competing with you,
you win by default.
And you can ensure that your company makes money from making whatever thing.
I mean, major companies like Walmart and Amazon and things do it by bullying farmers and and whatever to force them to sell them food and things at the lowest price.
I didn't know that was a thing either.
That's what I was telling you in the video. Remember, I said Nintendo was bullying these retail stores.
I didn't know it was about with farmers though. Like they go like, fuck it, they're the one growing it. What the hell? They should be able to decide who they're gonna sell it to. You know,
I mean, when you have a retailer that literally spans the U.S., it's really hard to argue with them.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
If they're 95% of your business,
you can't say no.
You really can't say no. You know.
I mean, that's that Amazon.
That's true. Just start your own Amazon.
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see how this patent stuff works, because I think it happened this week. In the coming months, you're gonna start hearing more and more about this patent stuff. I can see it. Oh, this publisher or developer patented this system, or they're gonna attempt to. You're gonna hear headlines. Oh, attempts to patent this, attempts to patent that. I don't want that happening. Well, we'll see, I guess. We want to patent up the way we level up our guns.
I kind of feel like that's kind of what the whole subscription thing is leaning towards, because it's like, if you want to play our games,
you got to get on this subscription. That's it.
It's the same thing with streaming. Yeah. Oh, you want to watch Disney movies? Too bad. You got to sign up for Disney Plus. Oh, you want to watch, HBO? That's another subscription. Oh, you want Netflix? That's another subscription. Hulu? You don't want to, commercials? That's another subscription. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, I mean, look at the same thing with game companies. You have all of their fucking download,
their launchers.
Yeah. It used to be everything was on Steam, and then they were like, fuck that. We want our own cut of, selling this stuff.
Get Origin. Get Uplay.
Origin and Uplay and Epic Games and
Battle.net.
Blizzard's always done their own thing.
I can see why you support Stadia so much, because they're like the only that I'm aware of that allows you to play multiple games from multiple studios in one place.
No, Xbox and PlayStation, like the consoles still do it.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, like when you load up a PlayStation, you can buy a Ubisoft game or whatever and just launch and play it. It's just that,
I mean, Steam's still, a lot of companies are allowing Steam to start selling their games and things again too. So I mean, you can still buy a bunch of stuff on Steam. Originally, it was because
you still need to launch their launcher though. That's a problem. Like you can buy it on Steam, but then they'll still be like, "Oh, okay," and then the launcher comes up anyway.
So for whatever reason, if their like launcher goes down, you can't play the game.
They have it in writing. So like Steam a long time ago already declared is like, if we ever go under, you will get a copy of your game to install. Like you'll have a non-DRM version of your game. But that was years before what it is now. If they're still saying, because I have hundreds of fucking games on my account, so if they're gonna send me 40 hard drives of all this shit. Like, I don't know how they're gonna do that.
Let's see, I have 408 games in my Steam list.
If they were to go down, and if that's still in writing, they will need to give him the games in some format. He's not gonna download 400 something because he might not have the storage capacity. So either a bunch of fucking hard drives or some sort of cloud access on a private server, something for him to download it. I don't know. If that were the case, I don't know if that's still in effect or not. But that was a long time ago. I would imagine that's the same type of stuff that's in each launcher, unless they just wrote it out and then you know how they sometimes update the terms of service and we just blindly hit OK and move on. They might have written it out and then we agreed to it and now they don't owe us anything.
I was just thinking, like, what if a company did do that and they didn't give anybody their games?
They'd be like, well, you signed already. You said accept. So they're not liable anymore. To be a lawyer.
I mean, I would just buy Skullgirls on Switch and I'll be fine.
And that junk is terrible because nobody's going to read all that stuff.
They're not. That's why they hide all the stuff where they own you. Because no one's going to read that. And if they do, you're still going to want to use their product anyway, so you hit OK.
See, that should be illegal.
It's not illegal. And it should. Why is that illegal? That's up to you to read it.
I mean, true. But
how's that at all illegal?
In the spirit of, like, good consumer shit. What?
He said Massachusetts or something.
Oh, no. I mean, like, providing good service to the customer. This stuff should be easily accessible.
What is?
Like what you're signing up for. It shouldn't be like a 12-page doc that says...
Randall, that is easily accessible. Before you even install a single... For the most part, I don't know all the installers. Before you install something...
It's accessible, but I wouldn't put the word easy in front of it.
You have to look at it and hit next. You can't proceed installing the thing without looking at it. That's as easy as it comes.
But reading through all that stuff isn't easy.
That's not.
Or else everyone would.
Randall. That's a different word. You can access it easily. You mean like digestible?
Or digestible.
Because that's as easy as it could possibly. You have to look at it and hit next, or just go like this and hit next and be like, I didn't see it. Mm. Before you install anything on your computer, they have a terms of service, and then you either scroll down and read it, or just skip it and hit next. But when you hit next, that's you saying I accept everything that's on that doc.
Well, it needs to be condensed for the everyday consumer, because like the information that they throw at you is like lawyer status.
It is. It's a contract. When you're saying accept, you're accepting to all of that stuff.
That just could say in there that we own your body or
yes,
something.
It can, and if you just hit next, they own your body. There's jokes about that and stuff. There's some developers who play around and just like write funny shit all the way at the bottom of it just to see if anyone sees it. And people don't care. They're just next, and so yes, I gotta get that fucking game. I'm one of those people too. I don't read it. I just go, what? I'm playing Titanfall 2? Next. Let's go.
But at any point, someone can kick you in the face.
And I'm be like, what the fuck? It's like, you agreed to the Titanfall 2 installation. Oh, fuck. You're right. Can you give me a towel? Yeah, no problem. And if someone punches me, be like, that's also in the agreement. Damn it.
There were a couple of gaming companies or companies in general that over like years ago, like the 90s to the early 2000s, that in their terms of service said, like write us or something or call us and send us a picture or whatever, and we'll send you a check for like $1,000, and a couple people did it. And there was another one that said, what was it? If like the owners or the creators of the game showed up at your house, you had to provide them with like a Coke or Pepsi and some cookies. And if you didn't, they could like fine you or something. And there was a couple people, but the only reason that they would like show up to your house is if you contacted them for something, and then they would like show up, and you would have to provide them with this, or they would like fine you.
That's pretty good.
They wouldn't actually fine you, but it would be one of those funny things. Let me see if I can find one.
That's pretty good. All right.
Could you imagine if like a studio has something like that written in their terms, like,
your firstborn is now ours.
No, like something better, something like
better.
If you do said thing, every game that has been released from the studio will now be free for you. only if you will only know that if you read it.
Oh, I see. That'd be pretty cool. But it'd be some elaborate shit you have to do in real life. Like rob a bank. Give them 90% of the cut.
Well, no, I mean, like, it could be something simple as, like, email this code.
Oh, yeah. And some people will find it. The thing is, now that we live in the age of the internet, if something like that happened, they would just put it on Reddit. And then everyone else will know, and then it'll spread like wildfire.
They'd have to put a time window on it.
Yeah, they would have to put some sort of like time window. Like, if between these days you send it, you could have gotten the rest of the stuff for free. That would be cool. And only a certain amount of people will get it, because there's some people who, probably lawyers that play games, they read all that. They're like, I know, I'm not getting my ass beat. I'm a lawyer, bro. I'm not trying to throw my flow here. And they read through the whole thing. And they'll be like, okay, and then move on.
Yeah. Apparently there's been a couple of companies that have hidden stuff like that in their terms of service.
Yeah.
And people either, didn't find it until it expired, or the first 100 people that found it got money or something.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a lighthearted version of the story we just said.
That would be crazy. If you read this terms, you get 100 shares in the company free.
Ooh.
Oh my God. And if it's like a powerhouse company, oh my.
Well, that's it. All right. I guess if we have anything else to speak on the patenting, we can wrap this thing up. What do you guys think? You have anything else to touch on?
Nope. I watched the video for that one Hand in Water or whatever song from...
Oh, I didn't know there was a music video.
Yeah, I just want to say shout out to people who make music videos as if they're just like montages of like a vlog, where it's just like them just enjoying their time or whatever is the subject of it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot.
Okay.
It makes me feel like I know you.
Oh, I see. It's a very intimate experience for you.
Yeah, it was a nice video. If you haven't seen it, I would watch it.
I didn't know there was one out, so yeah, I'll probably check that out. Anywho, notable releases for the week. We got Little Nightmares 2, which I've been waiting for quite some time. Super Mario 3D World with Bowser's Fury, which is a new expansion to the game where you fight a massive Bowser in a cat mecha. I don't know what's going on in it, but the artwork for it was awesome, and I just want to see it. And then there's a game on here I put on there because it made me fucking laugh. It's called Cops Kissing Each Other. And then I saw the video of what the game is, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's just some silly, like, lighthearted toon character. They're not really doing anything. It's just called Cops Kissing Each Other, and it was funny. Mm. And then for movies and music, who fucking knows? Because there's a bunch of singles that come out that aren't on this list. I got to find out a better source for releases for movies and for music. But what's on here right now, we got Florida Georgia Line, Django, Clap Your Hands, Say Yeah is a band name. Like Bodies of Water, Sports is a band name, which is great.
The same Sports as a certain song I've heard before. Let me see.
And then the Pretty Reckless, which I think I've heard before.
Click Sports. Show me their fucking stuff.
And for free games of the week, what's free for this week? If you guys remember, on Epic Games.
For the King and Metro Last Light Redux.
Ooh, I recommend getting that. The Metro series is really fun.
Those were last week, I think.
Yeah.
Thursday.
And then this Thursday. Right? Yeah. No, Brian.
House 6.
What is it?
Or Halcyon.
Halcyon? Okay.
6.
Yeah. Okay, so that's for this Thursday. So by the time you hear this on the podcast services, it's going to be Halcyon. But if you're watching this live, you still have time for the King and Metro. And I recommend Metro a lot. Great visual, like graphics. It'll definitely push your graphics card. Play it in Russian, and then.
Go ahead. Sorry, I thought you were done.
Well, go ahead. I'm just.
For the King looks interesting. It's like a not a Civ game, but like it's got like the Civ. You move through different squares, and then it's like a turn-based combat system with roguelite elements.
There's a lot of like dice rolls and stuff. Brian and E-Man were playing that. It's like 3-player co-op. So it's really fun. I played a little bit on when I was testing out xCloud, and it's on because it was on the Game Pass. So and that was fun for a little bit. I don't know what the hell I was doing, but a lot of RNG, and it can make for good content because you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
It's basically a tabletop roguelike dungeon crawler, if I had to sum it up.
Yeah, I can get behind that. That's what it seemed like when I was playing. And that's about it, people. Kelsey.
What's up?
What are you doing this week?
This week, I'm going to be playing more PoE.
Nice.
Adam and I are, we're pushing pretty hard with this one. We're actually getting a lot of progress, and we're learning a lot of new things that we're going to continue to try and, master. So next league we can do better, faster. Still taking Krav and things. And
how's the advanced classes going? You keeping up? You blowing them out of the water? What's going on?
I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's a lot more like technique.
Okay.
Into some things that we learn in the beginner class, but obviously more advanced versions. It's not just putting somebody into a hold. It's learning how to get out of the hold, and what you can do to prevent the hold, and 5, 6, 7 moves down the road.
Okay.
If somebody like try to think of one. So we're doing like a grapple where you're holding onto their the back of their neck and one of their arms, and you move them, and then you try and trip. Well, if the trip doesn't work, you can move them back another direction and then try a different trip, or you can pull them, I forget what it's called. You can snap them down and put them into a headlock, and then if they get out of the headlock, or you how to prevent the headlock, doing this, that, and the other thing. It's just a lot of fun.
Gotcha. Okay. Sounds like a chess move with grapples.
It kind of is.
Okay.
But I mean that's what all fighting is chess moves. You're learning how to set up. I mean, it's a defense class. It's not like something. They're not. The point of it isn't to just go out and try and beat somebody's ass. But if somebody's getting in your face, you should be able to understand that, you want to go home. You don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
You need to figure out how to put them put them on the ground long enough, or get away from them so that you can get home.
Okay.
Have you figured out what your frame data is?
It's -16 on blocks.
Everything?
Yeah.
You suck, dude.
You want plus. Kelsey, you want plus on block.
Now today we did we were doing slipping, parrying, and blocking.
Yeah.
And blocking and things is fine. Slipping is a little bit harder. I'm getting a little bit better at reading, when they're throwing punches. At the beginning of the class we were using gloves, and at the end of the class we were just doing bare knuckle. And I took a couple to the face. That was fun.
Oh, okay. Well, y'all fighting then. You guys aren't training.
Well, it's not like we're actually trying to throw hard punches or do it quick or anything like that. I mean, it's just you're moving around, learning to keep your head moving, learning how to dodge and move, and throw a counter or something.
Okay.
But a lot of the times, what people do, what they practice is that if this is the line, they'll punch over here, and that doesn't help you. It doesn't help the person that's trying to dodge. It doesn't help the person that's throwing the punch, because they're not throwing the punch to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy that I paired with tonight, he was throwing the punch out, but he was missing my head, doing this.
Purposely.
Even if I was slipping, I was like, no, dude, hit me in the face. Your goal is to try and punch me in the face. If you're doing this stuff, you're not helping yourself out. You're not helping me out. Try and hit me in the face.
Yeah.
And then we were doing a couple more, and he kind of just throws his hand out there, and I went the wrong way and just took it to the face. It was he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Dude, it's fine. Whatever.
This is the class.
Keep going. This is the point.
But you won't land that at Evo, pussy.
When you said I took a couple punches, I'm like, the other guy's dead because Kelsey doesn't have a mark on him. So if he took a punches, the other guy's disintegrated.
It is pretty funny because everybody in class is like, dude, I would never want to get into a fight with you.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I don't know why, because it's not I don't feel like I'm that intimidating.
Apparently it's height. It's height and
it really is just the size of me, but there are a couple of guys that are even bigger than I am. The guy that I was working with tonight, he used to do boxing. And I mean, he's got some reach, and he's 6'2", and he's probably 240, 250 pounds, and he pushes me back when he punches and things, and Everybody else is like, bro, you're a brick wall. And their goal with anything is to get me to move or do something.
Yeah.
And you know, like, well, I was holding the pads today, and I had to like really like
Push
hold
back.
the pads,
Yeah.
you know, for him, because he's got some arm strength and upper body strength, and if he actually gets the technique down, he would be very dangerous just trying to punch you.
He's a problem. Yeah.
But
especially
it is
with a
fun.
boxing background.
It is fun when we do stuff like elbows. You know, we have like these big pads and things, and I'll like, you know, I've gotten really good at doing the technique, getting the power down, rotating my body and that kind of stuff. And there's only a couple of people in class that are willing to hold the pads for me.
Yeah.
Because even with the pads, like
there's still a lot of force.
Like, you know, in their shoulder and that kind of stuff. Same thing with a couple of different kicks. You know, a lot of people won't hold the pad for me, so I have to just kick the bag.
Oh my god! Why don't you get the boxer dude to hold it for you then?
Oh, he usually does. He's
Okay.
one of the few people that'll hold it. But even he's like, you know, I can feel this completely through the pad.
Oh,
you
okay.
know?
You're a powerhouse, dude. You out here just killing people, dude. You know, bare hand. Those are weapons now. Feel me?
Did you know that boxers have to register their hands as lethal weapons?
I think you told me that.
Yes.
So yes, because I think you told me that a long time ago.
If they get into a fight in the street and they punch somebody, they can be arrested for using
a weapon,
deadly weapons.
That's unfortunate. I'd drag him into a ring and then beat him up in the ring and be like, oh, we're just having a match.
No, at that point, that's why I would take like kickboxing or something and just learn to kick people. That way, if people started messing with me and they knew that I couldn't like physically, you know, hit them with my hands, I'd be like, okay, you know, and then do the fucking
just a roundhouse kick
and smack him in the face and just be like, whatever.
Oh snap! He hit you with the hello, and then boom, you fall down like the spaghetti woman in Hitman.
You know, the question mark kick is a lot of fun because you throw the kick and you stop midway with the kick, and then you bring it up and around their defenses.
Yeah.
And I've used that on a couple of people when we've just been like sparring, where I'll like go for the leg and they go to like block, and then I end up hitting them, you know, like in the side or the shoulder or something, and they're like, "What the fuck just happened?"
You got fucking crossed, is what just happened. Your ankles broke somehow, and the kick came for your face.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying BJJ and grappling. Like, I think,
What's BJJ?
and I think a lot of it. You want to say it for me?
No.
So, a lot of people like to wrestle me in BJJ because I can use my weight against them. Because, like, I mean, I'm a big dude, but I'm also very heavy, and so a lot of it is them trying to figure out how to use my weight against me versus me using my weight against them.
Yeah.
And several people have been like, dude, if you really just laid down or sat down or dropped your weight, I wouldn't be able to do anything. I'm just not strong enough to like hold you off of me. And so it's definitely a lot of fun.
Nice. That's good. Keep it up. I'm gonna call you for a favor one day. When I gotta take somebody out.
Exactly.
When I have someone just turning off a generator when I don't want them to turn it back on.
And then,
yeah, you're gonna be the guy to knock out that spaghetti woman.
Be like, I learned that from Randall.
Yeah, Randall's a specialist.
Oh. Yeah, he left Sharon in a coma.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, Randall. What you doing this week? More Hitman?
Yeah.
Well, why you supposed to be excited? They love the game. What the hell is that?
No,
yeah.
I'm going through my head on the different things.
Okay.
Hitman and some art. I think I might make a video this weekend.
Nice.
Hopefully, I can actually finish it. If I finish it, then I'll poke.
You'll poke it?
I was gonna say I'll post it, but I don't know. I might be getting a little ahead of myself.
Are you gonna stream? What day?
Saturday, it sounds like.
No one said anything about streaming.
I don't know.
You said you were gonna post it online, which you can do immediately if you just stream.
No, I like to edit my videos, so.
Why?
That's what I'm gonna be doing.
What
do you mean? Why? That's what makes them cool.
So does live streaming. You get to enjoy watching the person do it right then and there, and savor the moment and encourage them and everything else.
Randall, let me tell you something. None of my videos are cool. Okay, they're funny.
I think the editing you did for your unboxings were pretty cool.
They're not cool. They're just, and then you move on with your life.
Maybe that's how you feel. I mean, I think you can control that.
You know what I'm saying? The Scott Pilgrim edit, and you move on with your life. So video going up Monday morning. Got it.
I did not say that. See, this is the problem with you guys.
No, it's not. I'm telling you that's when you're gonna put it. If not, don't bother finishing it.
Oh,
you have a deadline now. So Monday morning, I better see a fucking video.
Well,
what else you doing this week?
I can't promise that.
It's not for you to. That's the deadline. You got it?
I don't know about that. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try. But
you better try because that's your deadline. What part of you? That's your deadline.
I don't have a deadline.
Oh, okay.
Spank your buns. Sharon on the floor, lying dead.
Yeah, he's playing Hitman.
What the heck? Oh,
Sharon's the one you elbowed in the mouth.
That's her name, Sharon.
Yeah, Spaghetti Sharon.
Spaghetti Sharon, homie.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hitman and Art. I don't think there's any movies I'm gonna be watching.
FX has them anywhere.
FX.
Yeah, FX got all the movies.
Fox.
Okay. Nope. Just weird.
What do you have? What's FX?
FX is a channel, like where Archer used to like premieres on FX.
Isn't Legion? That Fox?
No.
What? That's not owned by Fox?
I don't know who is owned by it, but FX is not Fox. It's just FX. The channel's FX. If it's owned by Fox,
I'm pretty sure it's owned by Fox.
Okay. Someone can validate that. That's not what I'm getting at. FX is a separate channel than Fox. Is all I'm trying to get at.
Okay.
Brian, what are you doing this week?
Tomorrow doing productive things. Wednesday I'm playing for Bro Up.
Borderlands, Brian. We confirmed that hobby was open.
I forgot if he said. I forgot what his answer was.
Kavi said he was free for Borderlands, so Borderlands is Wednesday.
Speaking of Bro Up, sorry, real quick.
Go for it.
We never talked about Remnant. You guys finished it.
Oh my god, that's gonna be on next week's. You're right. You're absolutely right. I'm gonna write it down.
I didn't know if you just didn't put it on there because, like, I think we talked a little bit about it. You know, when I was playing, and then you guys played some. But you guys had never finished it, and then we spent 14 minutes and finished.
And literally playing. Yeah, I got it on here to remind me. I have 4 things I need to talk about from now until I die. So.
As in, and you guys got to play survival mode too, so you can talk about that.
That's the main one I want to talk about because I enjoyed that a lot. So the story one was like okay, but the survival one I was like okay, I can see why there's replayability here.
Yeah, Adam and I definitely enjoyed the. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brian, I didn't mean to interrupt. It popped into my head, and I wanted to remind you guys.
Well, thanks.
I think it's the common thing we do in this podcast, and in real life, people just interrupt me. It's crazy.
I mean, we get hard doing it.
Tuesday productive stuff.
Brian, what are you doing this week?
So Tuesday productive stuff. Wednesday for Bro Up.
It's Borderlands.
Say we're playing some on Wednesday.
Okay.
Thursday, I believe a friend of mine wanted to try to get into Dragon Ball Fighters.
Nice.
So I'll probably stream that.
So teach him
learning.
Teach him Nappa, Ginyu.
They don't want to learn any of them.
Oh, well.
They want to learn
Princess Peach?
It was yeah. It was
throw in the fucking
was the other character?
Turnips.
Oh, I think the turnips. It was Jiren, Bardock, Tien is what they want to learn.
What the hell team is that?
Tien?
Jiren and Bardock?
Best anchors in the game. Bardock is a Band-Aid character. You put him anywhere, and Jiren, as of season 3, is actually respectable now.
Oh, does he say it's over?
Yeah.
Good, because after I watch the show, I need him to say it's over all the time.
I'll probably just be playing, experimenting with a third character. So it's Super Broly Baby and Super Broly Super Baby and then Super Bass. Yo, that would be my team if Super Boo's actually respected.
It's a Super Bass.
Super team, yeah.
The Super Bass.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, let's hope. Cross fingers.
There's Super and then a B name.
Oh, that's true. Oh, that's the Super Baddies. SB. Hey,
I don't know.
I don't know. Hey,
or some bitches.
No. The hell?
Yeah, what's your team? You are running some bitches.
Some bitches, dude. All right, go ahead. What else? You streaming
Thursday? If that's not an option, like if something comes up, I'll just stream Demon Souls, I guess.
You sound so enthused.
I paid $70 for that game. I'm gonna finish it. Is all I'm saying.
It's fun. I remember playing through Demon Souls on PS3. What happened?
Sorry, I was like, the fuck? How did you pay $70 for Demon Souls? And I remember that was not one of the like PS5 games or the PS4 games that was ported over. It was a new release or a new release.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then that'll probably be it. I might, if I want to actually push into my fucking backlog, I might stream an extra day, maybe on the weekend or scheduled, or maybe on Friday or something, one of those days, whatever. Friends of mine, we recently like reinstalled Valorant to play it.
Oh, so nice.
Maybe if I'm bored, I'll stream that. I don't know. We'll find out together. But Wednesday and Thursday are basically laid out in defense mode.
Okay.
But the bigger question, the money question.
Yeah.
Nathan, what are you doing?
Oh, snap. Well, I mean, I'm going to be uploading this, obviously. Tuesday, tomorrow, I'm playing more Immortals. I've been fucking itching to get back to playing the main story, and I'm playing Immortals Phoenix Rising tomorrow, which is Tuesday. Wednesday, obviously, Borderlands 3. And then for Thursday, I know I shouldn't, but I think I'm going to reinstall Battlefield 4 because we were talking about Battlefield, I don't know when, and now I want to play Battlefield. So I might reinstall Battlefield 4 because that's the modern one, and just play that because I put a bunch of time in Battlefield 4 and I love Battlefield 4. So I might do that.
Hands in your server, show of hands if we're ever playing Battlefront 2 again.
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, I have it installed still, but I can uninstall it or reinstall it.
Yeah, I have it installed until someone gives me the go ahead, or it's been a couple months.
I don't know if we're playing it.
I don't even though I have the space to keep these games. If it's like a month or two and no one even mentions it.
Yeah, I don't know if we're playing it again because we played a bit, and then those superhero Jedis are just too broken. Like the heroes are too like I don't know. Maybe we just don't know the tech. But they're just too strong, dude. Like, as soon as one of them gets on there, it's just landslide.
I feel like you can have too many at once. I feel like in the older ones, there's only one per, like, map or something per side.
Yeah. And only one person can pick the dude. And then it's on cooldown. And then you can use it again, I think. I don't remember. But they seem too strong. I don't know.
It's always someone out there, and then they always know where I am. I'm like, all right.
So we'll see. I don't know what I'm gonna play Thursday, but I'm really I'm on the if I load up Origin, I might just uninstall Battlefront 2 and then install Battlefield.
Well, let me know if you uninstall.
Because after talking about Battlefield 6 and the announcements, then I'm like, damn, I want to play some Battlefield now.
I uninstalled Monster Sanctuary. I enjoy the game and I recommend it, but I got the gist of it.
Gotcha. And I think that's it for me. I might. No, actually, I'm sorry. I was gonna say stream on the weekend, but
no, you can't because of Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday's Valentine's Day, so no.
Oh snap! What you got planned?
Ass play with you?
Most likely, yeah. Some ass play.
What? Come on, man.
Yeah, is she pulling out the big one this time?
He is the big one.
Oh, Randall is. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Maybe Saturday. No, it's like now. I might be maybe editing the. What footage do I have? I gotta see if I have to edit. I still have to do the PS5 unboxing. So I gotta edit it. I'm gonna edit that most likely. So maybe not a stream on Saturday morning. I might have to do some other stuff.
Well, let me know if you want to play something.
Yeah. So yeah, there's gonna be streams until Thursday, and then after that I'm probably busy. So that's that, and that's the episode. We know we finished like at 2 hours. With everything on there. And here we are almost 4 hours in. What are we?
Amazing.
Oh, it's an optimistic view. I like it. Keep it up. This has been the ADLR Podcast, episode 128. Thank you, Bryant, for the sound effect. we'll be back next week. If you're watching live here on Tuesday, I'm sorry, not Tuesday, on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you're listening after the fact on podcast servers around the world, every single one that you think of, I'm on it. Or on YouTube after the fact of the live recording. We'll be here every Friday, 6 a.m. And that's it for us. Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye. See you next week.